Yeah, hey, did somebody just say the other day, they're talking more about the 49ers than they are either the Chiefs or the Eagles. It's just we're a lightning rod for the BS. It just keeps coming at us. Media training of Trey Lance has gotten underway. Now, somebody was whispering about this about a month ago, but everybody's, I don't think so. Now that the Niners have put a match, and it's their own doing, the annual quarterback bonfire. Guys, get the marshmallows. We this has got to be what we do each and every year. It just can't be helped. And the media has decided to move third-year quarterback Trey Lance without taking any further look at him. You guys can't. You don't need Trey Lance. Let's get rid of him. The acquisition of Sam Darnold and the emergence of sudden sensation Brock Purdy has made matters at the position questionable. You got to admit that's true, unfortunately. And how do you begin to fully interpret all those occurrences? It's how they keep us busy in the offseason, right? Keep us watching the NFL. You guys see what we made up here? That is so far-fetched. We got a lot of gullible guys out there. They'll believe this. So, they got us going. There's plenty to fuel speculations. And that's what we want to hear from you tonight, your speculation. And trading Trey is an absurd thought in the minds of most for plenty of reasons. But Mike Florio, Chris Sims may have brought up an interesting angle on the subject involving head coach Kyle Shanahan's interest into the mix. Tonight, let's go to the phones after going over the details driving the rumor from NBC, Pro Football Talk, that would jettison Trey Lance to Minnesota, bringing Kirk Cousins to San Francisco. Oh, God, I hear a throat in the nose. Oh, I was swollen. Oh, yuck. Kirk Cousins. No! Let me get into it. Hey, but first, fam, did you check out Javon Kinlaw? Yeah, he's out there working on his curveball and his changeup sliders. He needs to get some batting skills there, too. Dude looks, for a guy to be 305 pounds, he could lose a little bit around the waist area, but Javon Kinlaw looks like a beast. He's out there training, forget the guy's name, but yeah, they got it going on. And Kinlaw looks, fam, if they get him ready to go, the depth on this team, we'll see. Anyway, fam, with 2023 NFL draft just weeks away, media outlets are summing up how teams across the league did during free agency and their position heading into draft 2023 night at the end of this particular month of April. April flowers spring. Your San Francisco 49ers, as you know, were big-time participants signing or trading for 8 outside players and returning 9 of their own that hit the open market. Rams, I hope you're watching. This is how a professional team and organization keeps things afloat. The Niners' premier signing of the NFL free agency period was big, bad D lineman and Mrs. Hargrave's baby boy, Javon. Don't call him Javon. He's Javon. The big man signed a 4-year deal with San Francisco just 2 days into the annual hustle. Hargrave, who was coming over from the Eagles, should provide a huge. That meter just goes, whoa, to that interior line. Last season was career best for the J-Man, who racked up 60 total tackles, 11 sacks, 16 cute big hits, 10 tackles for loss. He's coming from the inside. I'm not talking about an edge rusher here. 10 sacks for loss, 2 fumble recoveries, and a forced fumble in his 17 regular season starts. Holla. I believe I will. And welcome, Javon. PFF staff wrote this in their evaluation of San Francisco ahead of the draft. This was ahead of the draft, which has not happened yet, right? They still say this. The biggest question for the 49ers is who their starting quarterback will be. Ain't saying anything about any other position. It's the QB. We ain't drafting no quarterback. So apparently, according to PFF, we have no real issues. The team lost several players on defense, though, including Emmanuel Mosley and DL defensive lineman Hassan Ridgeway. I liked him, too. I really did. But the signing of stud D.J. Von Hargrave helped reduce the impact. PFF went on to say, quote, Hargrave has earned back-to-back 90-plus pass rush grades and put up the first double-digit sack season of his career in 2022. So it's not surprising the 30-year-old cast in at such a high level. Oh, there goes. Oh, look at now. Nick and Javon got him. Oh, stop. Good referee. Get some refs in there. I'll separate them. Oh, my God. Niners are second only to reigning Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. After the rest of the NFC West, the Hawks, wait for it. The Hawks aren't that bad. The Hawks ranked at number 15. But here's the best part. Are the Rams here? Oh, it's Jimmy. Okay, Jimmy, listen to this. Listen to this, Jimmy. The lost Rams, number 29. You know, there's only 32 teams. And the owners and board members now are out on Sepulveda Boulevard, panhandling and selling oranges, trying to get enough money to actually give money that's still owed to players that left. What a mess. I mean, my God, what a mess. I love it. Arizona Cardinals, they sit at one spot below at number 30. Where's Jalen? Jalen, what the West is stinking up something bad. That puts pressure on the 49ers. If they cannot lose this division by any circumstances, they cannot lose this division. Oh my God. Bam. Mike Florio is not somebody that I take real seriously. In fact, I'd never take him seriously. In fact, if he never came on, if I could delete him from my social media feed, I would, but he always pops up somehow because of the fact he's affiliated with NBC Sports, which of course is hard to avoid because NBC Sports is huge, and they've got numerous amounts of sites running at you at all times, including our very own Matt Mayoko, who's with NBC Sports Bay Area. Anyway, rumors do swirl at the NFL Scouting Combine, not just amongst media circles. We're all aware of that. Representatives of NFL teams discuss the whispers they hear around the league. Okay, we know about that as well. Now, here's what happens after that, though. The Combine is often where potential deals get discussed. We know about that. We've actually had some happen for us. Whether anything comes from them, usually or not, they're still going to carry on. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk says he heard that one topic of discussion involved a potential new quarterback for Niners. And it's a name that we've heard before, and most of us were hoping would not hear it again. Florio recently said on Pro Football Talk Live, quote, apparently at the scouting combine, there was some chatter. There was some noise among people within the broader league structure, not media, but people in the league. Mike knows how to dress it all up, put the gravy on it, about Cousins being traded to the Niners. That was a hot topic at one point in Indianapolis, unquote. See, fam, normally Florio's foolishness is to be ignored, but as I said, this gave reason for pause. The fool mentioned Kirk Cousins, that you and I both know. Kyle Shanahan probably has never gotten really over his crush for Kirk Cousins. I don't know, maybe, but the Niners have uncertainty at the quarterback. We know that. Brock Purdy would be the front runner to start week 1 if he weren't recovering from surgery to repair his right elbow. His recovery will likely take him into September and possibly beyond. See how it's... That leaves Trey Lance and Sam Darnold to fight it out over the offseason to earn the week 1 starting job. That is, if Brock isn't ready, of course. So it's not all that silly to believe the Niners might look at other possibilities, even Kirk Cousins, especially if they learn that Purdy might be sidelined longer than they had hoped for. Now, here's why Florio should get back to his doctor to increase the potency of his medication, though, because this is Florio suggests that a trade for Cousins would likely mean Lance heading to the Vikings. Come on. Listen, there's not GMs all over the league jumping to add Trey Lance. They need to see more from him. Now, why would you say that? Florio notes, quote, and at this point, Cousins has redone his deal. It's $38 million cap space. But you know what? If you're going to swap out Kirk Cousins, you bring in a guy who's under a low-cost contract like Trey Lance. Trey Lance, North Dakota State, close to home, gets a chance to resurrect his career, unquote. See, this is the part that I actually, you can't do a Jordan Love to that kid, right? You drafted him in number 3. You're not going to, should Darnold beat him out, that's going to put him at number 3. And that's not right. Because, as I say, Jordan Love is over in Green Bay. He finally gets his chance. Well, how many years ago did they draft Jordan Love? He sits there and watches Aaron Rodgers go through his drama. His sequel every year is getting worse and worse. So, it resonates a little bit. Florio continues by saying, quote, the 49ers made Lance the number 3 overall draft pick in 2021. He has since started only 4 games, ending this past season prematurely after suffering an ankle injury. And I feel bad for Trey Lance. Tough situation. He had no say, no power, honor, and a privilege to be thrust into a situation where you have the high expectations of being the 3rd overall pick, heightened by playing for a great team, heightened by everything they gave up to get in position to get you. You're the guy they gave up 3 1s and a 3 to get, and all you can do is down. Can go down. He needs a fresh start. I can't imagine the camera panning over him sitting on the bench on the sideline with another guy in front of him to start or come into the game should something go. That just seems like, unless Kyle Shanahan can make that look like he still is the child of great expectation, and at some point he'll be able to go in at a camp sometime soon. But he's only got 2 years left on his contract. Well, the 49ers pick it. There's a whole lot of things you can think about that you wonder about Trey. And he's got to get out there this offseason. It's not over yet. He's got to go out there and beat Sam Darnold, which I think is a very steep hill to climb for him because Darnold's got 4 years in advance to start on him. And Darnold seemed to look pretty good last year at the end of the season. Seems like he may have turned a curve. He may have learned from all his raggediness in the years prior to the end of last season. He won almost 4 of those games, and he was looking good. So you wonder, can Trey go out there and put on a show big enough to impress Shanahan and thinking, well, Sam, some of those incentives we gave you are probably not going to happen. But listen, hopefully you'll be okay with because anything could go wrong. You saw what happened to us last year. We lost every last quarterback we had, and you could be in at any moment. Ari Mirov, 33team.com reports Trey Lance's role with the 49ers uncertain. Trade rumors heat up. Ari believes Lance could be a potential trade target for a team looking for a long-term solution after being quoted saying, quote, Coach Kyle Shanahan has said Brock Purdy will be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers when he's healthy, and veteran Sam Darnold was added in free agency. Where does that leave former number 3 overall draft pick Trey Lance? Unquote. The Trey Lance conundrum is picking up momentum. Now, normally in the offseason, we get this all the time. Things aren't good. They're never anything like what they say. But do you want Kirk Cousins? Doesn't that, the thought of that, Kirk Cousins is a perennial loser. So Mike Florio needs to stop, I think. The 49ers are going to work this out one way or the other. I think Trey Lance will be in the fold. But let's not. Kirk Cousins. And the thing is, but you still have that concern, that gnawing feeling in the back of your head. Kyle Shanahan loves Kirk Cousins, and you know this. We're going to find out. Well, big show. Plain and simple, they talk about us because we don't have a quarterback. That's headline news. Our quarterback room is unstable, and everyone knows it. It's a good point. And you know what, Show? The thing is, Renzo, I need to get this quarterback situation settled ASAP. Show, you know what's funny, though? You're right. Between us and Baltimore, we become gossip central between us and Baltimore. It's so wild. Woo! Michael! Come on in, Mike.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael, what's going on, right, man? It's going to get better, man. It's toward we get to the draft. Michael, do you want Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins
getting
for your
closer,
quarterback?
but yeah, the draft is getting closer, and I just hope to God that Trey's going to start for us. I hope. I'm praying for. A lot of my friends want Trey instead to start. They feel bad, you know what I mean? A lot of my friends feel bad for the dude.
Do you believe there's any chance that Kirk Cousins could be anywhere near
No, I
what
don't want. No,
Mike Florio
I
is
don't
saying?
want. You look at all the bet. No, I wouldn't want Kirk Cousins. Nah, a guy like him. Look what he does in the playoffs. He doesn't win big games.
He does
You
nothing.
know, we beat him one year. The Giants beat him last year. Come on.
That was it.
I
The
don't need to have
Giants beat
him and then lose.
Phew.
Yeah, remember the Giants beat him last? Yeah.
And he's got good
I don't like
receivers.
nah.
I mean, he's got some of the
I mean, he has
best in the
good
league.
receivers, but still.
I don't
Hey,
understand. What
everybody
is the
has good
problem?
receivers.
Premier
Yeah, I
running
don't know
back?
what the problem with Kirk Cousins. Yeah, he's got the best running back. He's got, Jeffries, the receiver. I mean, what else
Jefferson,
does he
right?
need? Maybe need to bring Shanahan with them. We should let's send Shanahan to Minnesota. If he really likes Kirk
Say Mike
Cousins,
to
we'll ship him to
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I mean, Kyle to Minnesota.
We'll ship him to Minnesota. If you like Kirk, hey, I thought the same. Want to go? You want him? Go over there and you can play for him. You can be his coach in Minnesota. We don't want him. I don't want him. Shoot. I want to keep Trey and Purdy. That's how I want to keep it. I want young blood, not old. That's ready to. You know what I mean?
And
You
that
need
has been
young guys.
damaged goods. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see having one veteran guy that could keep him. You know what I mean? Darnold, but Darnold's 25. He's still young in blood too.
That's
He's still
not a
young.
veteran.
He's got a lot.
They intentionally
No, it's
brought
not
him
really a
in.
veteran.
They
No,
brought him in for a
that's
reason.
not really a veteran. Look at it.
No, that's what I just said.
I mean,
Michael, check this out. You don't give a guy that kind of incentive, and Darnold's not going to sign for no one without an incentive. They did that on purpose, but
no.
why?
Yeah.
Are they?
Maybe they figure, see what happens. If he plays and he makes his value go up, maybe they can use him for a trade bait. You never know.
There is that.
You don't know what's up the Niners' sleeves.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I hope not. I just want to see Trey play and Purdy get a good recovery and hope that he can get back on track and play like he did last year. I just want him back like he did, Purdy. Mr. 8-0.
Yeah, it's his
I mean,
job.
I wish he did a lot. So.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, when I saw his arm, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's his job. It's his job to lose now. Look at it. Once he comes back,
Yeah.
and if Trey is struggling, Purdy will go in if he's ready to play.
Well, the thing is, Michael, Trey hasn't got enough time to go. He's not going to get an 8-game window if Purdy's healthy. That's why it's already unfair to begin with.
Only way he'd get an 8-game window if Shanahan don't break him down. Let him play. Let Trey Lance play like he wants to play. Let the kid play. See what he got. Don't don't run him down the middle when you're going to hurt the guy.
Yeah,
let him do. Yeah, but
well, that's one of his strengths. But Kyle Shanahan is got to let him learn to pass first. It's like they did with Steve Young.
Yeah.
Steve Young used to like to run.
Yeah,
make him pass.
Oh, Steve Young, he was a running beast. Him and Kaepernick. Oh yeah, Steve Young was a running beast, man. Every time you see Steve, like, he was running off to the races.
Kaepernick, same thing.
Kaepernick, yeah. If you look at.
But the league's gotten on to that type of thing.
Now, Ronbo, I don't know if you saw the rumors. If anybody's seen it about Aaron Rodgers. Now, they were talking about maybe him going to the Niners. But I hope not. I don't want him to he's a hothead. He's a diva.
Michael, think about the money. Think about the money.
Yep.
This is all a joke. Kirk Cousins at $38 million is a joke. The 49ers are not going to.
I wouldn't want Cousins.
You're not going to pay that kind of money. You can't. You just don't have it.
But you got other guys you got to sign. You got to sign Debo, Ayuk, Boza, McCaffrey. You got to think of those guys. Those guys are more important than, Cousins. Those guys that we got now that we have to pay up next year or whatever, they're more important than Cousins. I wouldn't pay now. I'll stick with the young quarterback, screw my rookies, and see how I can do. That's how I'm.
Cost
screw
efficiency.
the rookies and,
Yeah.
That's it.
So
get a nice, good rookie quarterback that that's going to fit your system, and you train him to be as good as you can. like he did with Purdy. You know?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'm
see
hoping
that, Michael. See, Michael, that's the wild thing. Purdy didn't get any training. This is why when people
Nope.
say, "Oh, he probably peaked," I don't think he's even gotten started. Actually, Purdy went in there on his own
No.
volition
No, he did his own thing, Purdy.
and own
He did his own
devices.
thing. He
That's
acts like Joe Cool.
yeah. That's
I think that's why the ladies like him. I heard a lot of girls where I live think he's hot. Like, oh,
yeah,
he's got a girl. No, a lot of girls think Purdy's hot. A lot of the girls that I talked to, they said, "Oh my God, he's beautiful. He's attractive." I said, "Yeah, he looks good, but he's got a woman." Yeah, no, a lot of girls. No,
Yeah,
Hey,
he looks like he's 15. That has its appeal.
he
for
looks
sure.
like oh yeah, he looks like he's only like a freshman in high school. Yeah, he looks like a young kid from like middle school going to high school. You know, he's a young stud. You know.
And then he comes out there. Well, he's got that Zach Wilson thing going
Yes.
on, right? They go out there and
Yes.
they look like a child amongst men, and they do what they did.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, you know.
I know. I like the kid. Man. I like both. I just want to see both of them do good, man. I just don't want to see nothing happen. Purdy, Trey. I like seeing both do good. You know, that's good to have a 1-2 punch.
We got to get a third guy because we go
You
through
know?
people. So,
And a third
you know
guy
this is
can
not the
sit there and
first
hold the
time when I
clipboard
think
and-
about it.
Yeah. And then a 4th-string rookie quarterback would be on our practice squad. Like the guy like they were talking about, Fresno State quarterback they're looking at for
Ooh,
UCLA.
you're not going to get him on the practice squad. Nah, he'll get drafted.
Well, you always yeah, but you're gonna have to have 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but maybe, but not him. That kid's tough.
Then who?
Yeah, he's going to get
Yeah.
drafted.
Or if
Second
you take the
round.
guy from, yeah. And then somebody was talking about the kicker from North Carolina State supposed to be better than Moody.
Big Show, have
They
you
said
heard
that
about
he's
that?
supposed to be good. They were talking about the North Carolina State's way better. I mean, yeah, he can be way better, but let's see if he handles the pressures in the pro.
Well, see, that's the thing. There's a lot
And
of
he
guys
might
that got
be
great
better in
skill.
college.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now send him to the big boys club and see if he can handle it.
You got to do that, you know, because
Being
you can't
big
take
and
the
bad in
pressure.
college, but yep, and definitely in Candlestick Park, San Francisco, you know.
Well, Michael, tell you what
And
we're going to do.
yep.
We're going to see you. I tell you what, I'll be back Friday, and
Friday's
we're going to see what happens next. I mean, because Shannon's
Then
going to
what's
come out
the
and probably
next-
say something. We're not pursuing Kirk Cousins. That
Oh, he will.
rumor's been going pretty
Between
hot
him or
lately.
Cohen to go on there talking about it. Yeah, that's
All right.
it.
All right, Michael. Have
All
a great
right.
night. Thanks for
All right,
getting in
good night. Good night, 49 Empire.
It's there he is. And there's a guy that's gonna explain it. I know Phil's got his probably got all. I mean, every finger's wrapped around this one. Phil, chill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yo, Phil. Well, Phil, here we are.
What?
Another one of the 49er offseason comedies, of which we're playing a part again, because we're watching it on the television. Phil, what is your summation of this madness?
What's my summation about what? Ronbo didn't hear you.
You know, Florio, and when Florio came up
Oh,
with this.
okay. There
Yeah,
you said the magic word.
Florio.
He's been
Yes.
trying to pawn off Kirk Cousins for 4 years now.
I know. He
He's a
wanted
Viking
Jimmy G.
fan.
And I think now he wants Trey Lance. He wants every
I know.
quarterback we have. Because he didn't say just
He makes
get
this
Cousins.
stuff up. Okay,
I know.
he does. So don't believe him. Don't believe any of this crap. First of all, we're not trading Trey Lance this year. If anything, we'll trade him next year.
Yeah.
Because at that point in time, we'll know what Brock can do, where we are. And we've got 2 more years of Trey Lance under contract, and we've got a first-round pick that we may want to move up and put Trey Lance in a package and get a left tackle to replace Trent Williams. Yeah. So I don't see us trading any quarterbacks. We're going to go in with these 3. May the best man win, and I think it's going to be Brock. but who knows how his elbow's going to recover.
Mm-hmm.
But, if Trey gets his chance and he wins the job, so be it.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, let's get real. I mean, Ronbo, the odds just came out from the sports betting book. Who do you think's number one most likely to make the playoffs? Of all the teams, 32 teams. They ranked them by percentage.
Well, number one's got to be Kansas City.
No, number one's the 49ers.
Number one? Ahead of the
Yes.
Chiefs? I like that.
We're 85% chance of making the playoffs. The
Yeah.
Chiefs were at 79.
Whoa!
Philadelphia 78.
Beat them by a
Look at our
margin.
division.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting about who's in our division. We've got no competition. Most of those games will be phoned in.
The last place team, the 32nd team at 4%
LA.
was Arizona.
Oh,
LA was 3 spots ahead of them. Seattle was a 50% chance.
Yeah.
We're at 85. This is according to the sports book, and they're not often that far off.
And they have good reason to believe so. I agree. Look at that team.
So, I mean, once you're in the playoffs, anything
can
goes.
happen. Yeah. And always does. Well, Phil, I like that. I like that. And as I said, PFF has already given us good grades for having done well in the free agency period. Now we go to the draft. And we're going to do well in the draft. This is what we do, Phil. I mean, we bring back players each and every year with good players. Also, look, who is that? What's it? Have anybody ever heard of this
We're
kid?
going to get about 3. Ronbo, realistically, I think we're going to trade one of those third-round picks, probably the 99th, along with a third round next year to move up in the draft to get a high third-round pick and then get an offensive tackle.
In the third round?
Because we've got 4 third-round picks next year.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to deal some of those picks to move up in the draft this year. So
Yeah, you might as well, because you're not going to bring all those kids in just to cut them. You can use them wisely by putting them together and see if you can move somewhere else in the draft. There's no point in ruining their
yeah,
lives.
if there's a player that they want that's right there at, say, 75 versus 99, take one of those thirds from next year, package it up, and move up.
Isn't that amazing?
I think that's what we're going to do. But
Detroit will bite on that.
I think we're going to draft an offensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to draft a defensive end. I think we're going to draft a safety. I think we're going to draft a tight end. I think we're going to draft a quarterback.
Always.
And I think we're
and
going
a
to
running
draft
back,
a
Phil.
kicker.
It's inevitable. The 49ers are going to draft another running back. I just hope it's not in the third round. Please, Niners, stop it.
No, it'll be fifth if we do.
Yeah.
And it'll be a speed back. We don't have, other than McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell's okay speed-wise, but we don't have that Mostert kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think there are
that
any.
can go on the outside edge and break one for 40, 50 yards.
And waving at people backwards as he's going into the end zone.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have that guy.
That's just, I gotta love
Kyle's
Mostert.
offense kind of needs that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's Kyle has got to. You're going to go for a speed receiver, I think too. Danny Gray apparently needs some competition to get him going. I don't, last year everybody used Jimmy as they do for everything bad. Well, he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to him. Well, okay. Well, Trey's out there now. He's not playing with Trey. What's going on? So, I think there's something wrong with Danny.
Hit on 1 or 2 undrafted free agents. We always do.
Yeah, I know, right? We do. That's actually true.
So
last year, who was it? Oh, it's Jordan Mason.
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, look for that too. I think, we're in great shape. We got 11 picks. I think we're going to maneuver a little bit. We don't need all 11, but
yeah, and as I say, it's a waste. Yeah.
But we have the best roster in football. We have the
Yeah.
best roster in football.
Yeah.
So
Though I still think you got it. If Trey Lance, and as I say, it's going to be tough for him to just outdo Sam Darnold. No matter how much we think Darnold is no good, he's got too much experience. What happens if he does beat Trey? Have you thought about that?
Policy. Ronbo, he's an insurance policy.
And you think that's it?
That's it. Don't put too much into it. It's Brock and Trey's position. One of them will win it out
Because they're the cheapest, especially Brock.
Exactly, but they save us in the salary cap
A lot.
and
So
we got to pay Nick, and a lot of teams that have this high priced quarterback are getting rid of players.
That's why we're ranked at number 1 to get into the playoffs. We got our core of the assassins surrounding the quarterback. That's why I've always said that's what they want to do. The 49ers just want to surround the quarterback with machines, androids like players.
Different type of trying to do it, but it's not impossible. These people who say, "Oh, you need Mahomes to win the Super Bowl." No, you don't.
No. You need luck to stay healthy. You never hear that. Usually Mahomes almost got in trouble getting hurt. You need to be healthy. Every time we've lost, it was about health. It had nothing to do with anything more. Health.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah. So we got to hope for that, and pray for that. Can we please stay healthy, God? Please, just this 1 year is all we ask. No injury, no serious injury to the wrong people.
Don't listen to these guys that are clickbait guys.
And Florida's a pro at it.
They don't know what they're talking about. They really don't. And the Niners aren't telling them this stuff. So, the Niners don't talk.
The only thing that worries about
where
that.
are they getting their information?
Well, the thing is, where did they get the information last year when Kyle Shanahan was just guaranteed to pick up Mac Jones? And I was like, no, they're not. Come on.
Exactly.
But wait, we find out later, Phil, he was thinking about it. Okay, did they just guess? Or where did that information come from?
They guessed because the Niners went to Mac Jones's pro day. That's what it is.
They went to Justin Fields. Anybody else besides Phil, Justin? Justin.
They went to Trey's.
They went to Trey, Justin, Jones. Was that it? That's all they could go to. Everybody else was gone.
Yeah, because they didn't want to go to Zach Wilson. They knew he was gone, and they knew Lawrence was gone.
Yeah.
So
you're the top 5 quarterback. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, Ronbo,
it's in order to have something to do.
But if you look at the cap, there's no way they're bringing on Kirk Cousins. There's no way they're bringing on Lamar Jackson. There's no way they're bringing on. You just can't afford it. They're too tied into their cap. A lot of it's guaranteed.
Yeah. And Lamar Jackson.
So,
my God, that's so
not
interesting.
Happening.
Oh, man. And every analyst, if Lamar Jackson goes to San Francisco, you can automatically write them in as a Super Bowl favorite. I said, you guys can help pay that money because to keep him, you'll no longer be a Super Bowl favorite. You'll be the poorest team in the NFL because you don't have anybody to play for you now except for him.
Yeah, you'd have to get rid of Trent. You'd have to get rid of Fred Warner. You'd have to get rid of,
And that just to make Lamar's salary.
All those guys would have to go.
Yeah.
McCaffrey? It's not happening.
Well, you got to make a choice now. You get George Kittle. You got to put him in that package you're getting rid of. Fred Warner. You got to give a defender, Fred Warner. These are the big money guys. In order just to come up with a payment for Lamar.
Then you can't sign Nick either.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're going to trade him to get first-round picks because your
Rombo,
team got gutted so bad. You're going to need some first-round picks.
When you look at the contracts, they can't get out of them anyway. So, because a lot of it's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter.
So we're good.
It's all much to do about nothing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I am totally happy with Trey Lance and Brock Purdy going into the season with those two guys. One of them will win out the job. I think it's going to be Brock, but just based on what I saw last year, and we have the talent to win a Super Bowl with the roster we have.
I agree with that. And we had it last year too, even more so. That was the perfect. That was the year. Phil, last year was it? I know it was. Damn it.
Well,
anyway, again,
last year is last year. We got this year. Think positive, Ronbo.
I am positive. We're going to do it again, and we're going to be without injuries going into the playoffs, and we're winning it this time.
We'll be, at week 8, we'll be clinching the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, wait, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe week 10. Yeah. Phil, let me.
All right, Ronbo.
See you Friday. Good stuff.
Okay. Take care.
You too. Bye,
All
Phil.
Right.
Bye. Boxing fan times 4. It was Kirk Cousins now in PM. AM. It was Kirk Cousins now in PM. It's Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. And they picked the highest paid guys in the NFL to bring to us. Big show. Chase Brown out of Illinois has been compared to Mostert. Yeah, is that the guy you showed me in that video on Twitter? He's a day 3 pick. All right. Anybody that can take the pressure off of it would be I wouldn't think about a running back if indeed Elijah Mitchell could just avoid getting hurt every few minutes, because Elijah Mitchell is a bad boy, but he just can't stay out there. Well, it's a big show. Come on in here.
What's up, Ronbo?
Show Kirk Cousins is coming to San Francisco. You got a problem with that?
So is Aaron Rodgers, and so is Mac Jones, and so is every other quarterback.
Lamar Jackson.
That's available up for trade. Lamar Jackson.
Year.
Exactly.
Yeah, every year.
And that says a lot about our quarterback room right there, actually, is that it's unstable.
Yeah.
And I don't know what pills Phil is taking right now, thinking that we're going to the Super Bowl this year.
We could do it.
Regardless of how our roster looks, we can't get there without an answer at quarterback.
Well, yeah, you can. If the individual
and you can't keep
quarterback
going
is sharp.
with this. And you can't keep going with this notion that being cheap at the quarterback and not having a superstar quarterback is going to not get you over the hump.
Okay,
that's exactly what we need to get us over the hump.
I just
superstar quarterback.
Okay, but I just want you to actually implement this conversation with the fact that if you do get a superstar quarterback, we're going to have to get rid of bodies. Now, how are you going to go about doing that and still remain potent?
Well, the Rams didn't do it last year when they got Matthew Stafford. They couldn't afford Matthew Stafford. They couldn't afford Von Miller. They couldn't afford Odell Beckham Jr. They couldn't afford Allen Robinson. They had zero money. So stop talking about that.
1-year contracts.
They didn't get rid of anybody.
Well, they did this year.
Everyone's already paid for that you're talking about. You don't need to get rid of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, those are the players they should have got last year. Okay, you're right. I agree with, because when those guys are out suddenly, you get them. And then just pay them that year's salary and let them go the following year. That manipulation is something the 49ers have never really gotten into. Maybe a little bit with Emmanuel Sanders, but that's the last time the Shanahan company has done that, first and last.
And I believe Pat McAfee and Mike Greeny and over Mike Florio.
As far as what, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I don't see that. There's no talks with Kirk Cousins right now. That's bull. That's just Mike Florio trying to get people watching a show on YouTube, and
that would be.
I mean, we tried to get Rodgers last year, and that came out to be truthful.
Was that truthful? Yeah, well, they're always, the 49ers have told us they would do that. They would turn every stone.
I mean, actually, it was in 2021 we tried to get him. Before we tried to package that third round pick to get Aaron Rodgers in 2021 before we ended up choosing Trey.
Yeah, because that fell through. And Brady was out of the question. Or he was already pretty much, he was with Tampa Bay. So, yeah, that was the only guy.
Yep. So, I believe the Aaron Rodgers deal more than I do Kirk Cousins. I don't trust Florio. He's a clown, and
I've been saying it for years.
you know,
So
I don't believe anything that guy says.
I just do you wonder how Kyle feels about Kirk Cousins right now as opposed to
Oh, he's
before?
infatuated with him. He has a man crush on him still.
Yeah, see, that's.
I have no doubt about that.
Yeah. And in fact, I
mean,
think
if you pass on
John
Pat
Lynch
Mahomes
talked him out
because
of
you
it
think-
before. I'm sorry, say again.
Yeah, if you pass on Pat Mahomes and thinking you're getting Kirk Cousins, and you obviously still are in love with him to this day,
Yeah.
no matter how much he downplays it.
Oh, and remember, it was John Lynch that talked him into Jimmy. So,
Yeah.
well, actually, Jimmy in 2017 proved that he could be pretty big in this league. But
Well,
since
actually, I don't
then-
think John tried talking him into Jimmy because Kyle had mentioned that he liked Jimmy Garoppolo when he was over in Cleveland on their coaching staff.
Yeah, that's right. He did mention that. But I mean, as far as making that comparison between Jimmy, who he didn't know anything about at that time, because Jimmy hadn't been on the field much, and Kirk, who he brought into the league and raised, that was an interesting
It's just gonna get wild. It's just gonna get wild for the next month
few weeks.
until
Yeah.
the draft day is here, and until we actually see what happens. I wouldn't be surprised though if we ended up trading for either one of those guys, but I would be surprised for Kirk Cousins, but not Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
They'll make a way to find Aaron Rodgers to fit in us where his cap space goes. Aaron doesn't need money. He's got all the money in the world now, and he's got a Super Bowl under his belt. So I don't think he would care about being paid here.
maybe you might be right about that. Maybe Aaron does that to Green Bay because he doesn't like the people in the front office. He made them
He's
pay all
just
that
tired of
money.
the atmosphere. He's tired of the atmosphere in Green Bay. He wants out of there. I mean, you could totally tell by his body language he wants out, and he doesn't want to play for the
for a
Jets.
couple
I mean,
of years,
come on.
actually. I think he's wanted out. So, Aaron Rodgers. You know what? I actually won't be surprised because that conversation. I still don't know how you make the monies work, but I can imagine it. He already
You
knows the system.
restructure Christian, you restructure Trent, and there's money right there for him. And Nick Bosa said he doesn't want to be the highest paid defensive end in the league. He said nothing. He said that's not a thought that's been in his mind.
Not a top priority with him.
Yeah. So there's a team player right there who's willing to make any sacrifice to get a player that betters our situation and betters our chances of getting us over the hump.
I wonder if his agent is
So, I
okay with
mean-
that, though. Nick can get many of incentives, too, and endorsements. Nick Bosa could be
Exactly.
doing movies.
That's what's on his mind, I think, is endorsement deals and stuff like that. He doesn't need a fat contract.
And I'd put him in the next
just
Marvel
like Tom
movie.
Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah. Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up trying to get Aaron Rodgers again. I mean, and if we don't get either of them, then Sam Darnold is going to be the starter. With all due respect, I feel that he is not insurance policy. That contract is not structured the way you think it is to be insurance policy. That's Nate Sudfeld with insurance policy. The $2 million that we gave him out front. Sam is potential to make up to $11 million, and things like that says that he's here to compete for the starting job.
And you heard about his cap number, right? It went up. Sam Darnold's a $5.1 million cap hit. Due to some incentives that were offered him in Carolina that carried over this year, the 49ers have to pick up that tab. And
Not only that, Ronbo, he's not garbage like people think he is. People understand the circumstances that were surrounding his team. Like, he was with teams that had multiple offensive coordinators, multiple coaches, trash O-line play, which is why he saw ghosts with the New York Giants, because their offensive line was terrible. They didn't give their receivers enough time to develop routes and things like that. I mean, you would play like garbage behind that line too.
Yeah.
So would I. He's talented. He just has not had the right opportunity, has not had a stable organization around him, and he is light years talented, better than Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, I think. There's no telling what Brock Purdy is going to be like. Like Kyle Shanahan said, with his arm coming back, he's not going to be due until week 4. And when you're GM, we just need to give up on this Trey Lance dream. I mean, when your GM publicly says that he is going to hand the keys over to Brock Purdy on day 1, then that means that they've admitted publicly that the project has failed and they're ready to move on. And it makes more sense to trade him this year and just let him start somewhere fresh and give him to a quarterback needy team. And
so what are you going to get for him though? Fifth?
Who
Fourth,
cares
fifth
what we
round
get
pick?
from Ronbo? As long as we get something. I mean, just give the kid a fresh start somewhere that he deserves. He just needs to play. Like, otherwise his career is pretty much over. He's going to be a clipboard holder the rest of his life if he doesn't get any playing time. You know, that's the unfortunate part of this business. Like, he needs to start fresh somewhere else. Like, he can't sit another year because he's got 2 better quarterbacks ahead of him already. There's no guaranteeing that he's going to be 100% either with his severe leg injury that he's coming back from.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a sad.
Just give the kid a fresh start somewhere else. Like, just stop holding him hostage here. You know?
I just don't know. I can't imagine what team wouldn't go into the draft if they need a quarterback right now and get him. I don't know.
I think he's a perfect fit in Tennessee or Minnesota, where he's from. Minnesota, his hometown.
Carruthers is over in Tennessee.
Those are 2 perfect landing spots, and they're looking to, like, I don't think Ryan Tannehill is the answer for them long term, and they want to move on from him and just go give him to Ron. Let him see what he can do over there.
So,
and one more quick point before I go.
Kyle
Go ahead.
No, as Kyle said, he's excited to work with Trey now that he can, and that Brock is not available. So could he be? Maybe Kyle's serious. Maybe he knows he can develop Trey if he just spends more time on him.
It's been 3 years, Ronbo. He's had 3 years to develop, and
yeah, but he got hurt those times.
How much more time is he gonna waste? You know. And before I go, we had Steve Wilkes and Christian McCaffrey give insight on Sam Darnold too. Like, Sam Darnold had the best final games of his career in Carolina, and that's what sold him on bringing Sam Darnold over here. And they tried to also get Sam Darnold in 2020, I think it was, or 2021, or something like that. You know, so they tried to get him in 2018 too, but they knew they couldn't.
No, I know.
So they left him back then.
Connection with Sam Darnold.
So don't sit there and think that he's just here behind Brock Purdy and sit on the bench. No, that's a false statement.
Well, Joe, again, you brought everybody down to the ground. We're all in tears. You like doing that too, Joe.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
I tell you what.
That is not all my fault.
No, it's not. You made some good points. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'll be looking for you Friday's show to bring more joy and happiness.
Always,
looking forward to it.
For sure. Shout out to Donna and T. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to Tony from Down Under. Tony from Hawaii. Oh my God, there's 3 Tonys. I just realized.
Yeah, the Tony Club. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Tony's going to be on this weekend with his mock draft too. By the way, since you mentioned him. All right.
Oh. I'll show you. I'll send you my mock draft in an email. So
I'm gonna wait 2 weeks before the draft because you're gonna give me 4 or 5.
Oh yeah.
Show gives you 5 to 6 drafts every year. He alters them every time he thinks about it. Because Show's vast knowledge of the talents in college is making him crazy. I love it.
Oh, it is. It does every year this year. So all right, shout out to everyone. All right, you guys take care.
All right, Joe. Have a great night. Oh God. Tony Wright believes the Big Show will be the next general manager of the San Francisco 49ers. Hey, Lee, did we miss a couple of? Hey, yo, Levi.
How's it going?
Levi, listen, you remind me of people standing outside yelling into the house. Yeah, come in out of the cold. We can't really hear you.
Oh. Hear me better now?
A little better. Go ahead, because I imagine you're working. You probably
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There's a weird sound going on behind you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Ah, that's good. Okay, yeah. All right, Levi.
All right. So what's going on, Ronbo? We got quarterback drama now.
Levi, try to think of the last time we did not have quarterback drama. We always have, even during the season from week 1 to 16, we got quarterback drama ever since 2018. So this year, though, it's taken on a new complexion. Now you've got Trey Lance drafted with the drama that he was drafted with and maintained for 2 seasons, has now come into the next chapter, which is now, since the 49ers went and got Sam Darnold, if you're going to go get a veteran, why do you get a veteran that's 25 years old? If you need a veteran, go get somebody 30-plus, Flacco and some guys like that, Andy Daltons and people like that. Why did you go get Sam Darnold? They probably would have cost less than Darnold. And so now, the speculation is, where does that put Trey Lance, right? So now you look, can Trey beat out Sam Darnold? That's a bet I wouldn't get involved in. Brock Purdy has already been anointed the starter. So now you got the battle going on between Trey and, of course, Sam. And here comes Mike Florio. Rumors around the combine were that the possibility of trading Trey Lance, and one would be a good deal, would be Kirk Cousins. And they sent Trey Lance, cost efficient, back to Minnesota. And I said to myself, you know, Kyle, boy, Mike, God dang it, Mike. You know, I normally like to ignore you, but Kirk Cousins is going to make Kyle Shanahan's mouth water. What do you think about that deal?
All right, well, you know how I feel about Kirk Cousins.
Everybody does. I bet we all feel the same.
No. Y'all don't feel the same way about Kirk Cousins.
Maybe you like Kirk Cousins.
But I don't like him on our team. I like
okay.
Kirk Cousins, the businessman.
Yeah. Okay. It's like that girlfriend of your buddies. Yeah, she's all right for you, but I don't know if I'd be. But go ahead.
No, I just say him as a businessman. He knows how to get a contract.
Yeah, true.
But I don't really want him on our team.
How come?
Because, man, the last playoff game he was in speaks for itself.
Giants beat him up.
To bolster his completion percentage, instead of going for a pass, at least maybe could have. I would have more respect for Kirk Cousins in that game if you threw a pass that was incomplete, and throwing a complete pass that had almost no chance. It required a miracle to make a first down.
And I got the receivers I got on that team. I mean, Jefferson by himself, and you couldn't move the ball at all. And your quarterback lets you do, and your coach lets you do what you want to do.
Yeah. And I was thinking about what Papa Dragon said about Sam Darnold. And I said, wait a minute, Sam Darnold was at his best when he had Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. He didn't kind of come apart when Christian left. So if he got a good running game, Sam Darnold would.
Wait, Levi, hold on a second. Alex, please, there's no need to reveal your sexual status. Guys, let's keep it clean in there. Don't start with that. You know I don't appreciate it. No sexual, nothing gay, nothing. We're not going to pick on the LGBTQ community. We're not going to be racist. Guys, I'm telling you, stop it. All right, go ahead, Levi.
All right. Well, so I'm not completely out with Sam Darnold. I'm not really confident. It don't seem like any quarterback. I ain't never heard anything about Lamar Jackson.
You haven't?
I heard about Aaron Rodgers. I heard Kirk Cousins. I looked at the quarterback drama list. And I'm
Lamar,
like, man, I wouldn't really
Levi, are you serious? Have you not heard about
mean,
Lamar Jackson
I'm
coming to
not
San
really-
Francisco?
I already told you, I'm not super confident about the season, but I'm hoping Philip can come at the end of the season next year and tell everybody I told you so. That's what
Yeah.
I want. I want Philip to be able to tell us I told you so. That's what I want, Ronbo.
Okay, wait, hold on, Levi. Give Alex some time out. All right, Alex. Oh, that's one. Alex Jones, I asked you to stop it. Take a few minutes, think about it, and then you can come back later if you can behave. All right, go ahead, Levi.
Okay. Ronbo, you want to know what my one hope is?
What?
Got one hope, Ronbo. I want
What's that?
Philip to say I told you so next year. Because I also think he's kind of delusional. So, but if he tell you I told you so, that means we won a Super Bowl next year. And I was like, wow, cool.
Wait, Levi, your voice kind of faded on that. Give me that scenario again. I told you so. I heard
said that what I want. I said the only thing I want is to be wrong, and I want Phil to come in
Oh,
the
Phil.
next year and I told you so. Because like Papa Dragon, I don't believe in anything he was saying.
You got to take a side, Levi. Between Papa Dragon and Chill Pill Phil, they're on both sides of that polarizing zone, and two different sides.
Well, I mean, like I said I want him. I don't believe in his statements, but if he's right, then that's good because that means he won a Super Bowl. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So I'm not on his side. I'm not completely on Papa Dragon's side. I think he's going a little too far sometimes. And it's going to be a rough season. I don't know who the quarterback is. If we're going to make a change, it probably won't. If we never get any big name that they say we're going out for. I even seen them say swapping Trey Lance for Matt Jones. So we know we're just going to have a whole bunch of quarterback scenarios
to choose from. Levi, do you think a lot of teams are chomping at the bit to make a trade with the 49ers for Trey Lance? This is the part that always confuses me when these trades are made. Now, Trey hasn't had a chance to put any sample out there of his capabilities just yet, right? So, if I'm a GM and I make that deal, owner's probably going to ask you, what am I thinking?
I don't know. You have to have an arrogant coach to say, hey, I can do what Kyle Shanahan couldn't do.
Well, there is that. There is that.
There's only one coach that I think that might have a chance with Trey Lance, and that's Brian Dable.
Well, Bruce Arians.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
No, not Bruce Arians.
You don't think so?
No, Bruce Arians, he's no risk with no biscuit. I mean, it might be because Trey Lance likes to throw the ball deep, but
What's what I'm saying?
Brian Dable because of what he did for Josh Allen. Because Josh Allen was fairly inaccurate thrower too, and then
I forgot about that. He
got-
is the guy that straightened
he
him
got
out.
significant better.
Yeah.
So if he goes there, you saw what he did with Daniel Jones. So I think he's probably like the only one.
Wait.
I'm Trey Lance. I want to go.
Levi, that coach in Buffalo, he was with the Giants last year?
Yeah, he got his head coach. That's why he left Buffalo.
Oh, okay. I didn't pay that any attention. He is magic. He made Danny, now known as Danny Dimes, he turned him around, as he did with Josh. You're right. There must be some way we could get Trey to train with him.
Playoffs this year. Last year, Josh Allen was he was like a Super Bowl contender last year. No one blamed him at all. And then this year, without him, then he's like completely collapsed.
Well, he throws too many interceptions, and he likes to run risk. He got a little overconfident or something, if that's possible. You don't just throw the ball anywhere and think, I can throw the ball where I want to, and bam, got picked off. So,
And you know why? Because he didn't have John Dable in his ear.
Keep him grounded.
But he was better last year.
Oh, he was tough. Guy was scary.
He left, and then next thing you know, you start seeing him unravel, have his up and down game again.
Yeah, and trying to do too much all the time.
So if I'm Trey Lance, that's the only team that he has a chance to to revive his career. He's just not active.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do, I think, with the defenses are moving quickly. He's still got to make that adjustment, but he hasn't had time to do so. He hasn't been on the field enough.
Okay, but how much you got to do in the field, Ronbo? We ain't got much time.
Well, that's why
Kyle Shanahan ain't got time.
that's the dilemma, which is why
Kyle
I
Shanahan
think.
doesn't have time for a slow developing quarterback.
Well, Levi, we're gonna go. I'm gonna tell you what. I get you. I'll see you. I'll see you Friday, and let's see what lies we have to go wade through now between now and then. All right.
The same old.
Yeah.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good.
You too, Levi. Appreciate you, fam. And hey, yo, Jalen.
Cliff got the boot. Pete still chewing on that rubbery goop, and the Rams' future finna be some poop. Rombo, what's the word, man? What's the word?
You know, Jalen, it's like we go through this every year, and we wonder. You can't distinguish between who's telling just a nasty lie and who might be onto something. And I usually ignore Mike Florio because I don't like him. But then he jumped up and said, "Well, Kirk Cousins could be an option." Uh-oh, how come? And then he explained. I said, "Are you serious?"
Wait. You talking about like for like the future? You talking about like this was in the past?
I'm talking within the next few weeks.
Oh, hell no, Rombo. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? See, that's what I'm. Nah.
Yeah.
See, Rombo for CCT. I've heard some people talk about this whole situation with Trey. Rombo, I ain't got a problem with Trey. His birthday May 10th, mine May 11th. I ain't got a problem with it.
Is that right?
But we should have took Justin Fields. I've said this numerous times. We should have took Justin Fields. Hands down, no thinking about it, Rombo. It was him and Trevor Lawrence. QB 1A and 1B. The 1B still for quarter black. Rombo, we should have took him. I don't know why we didn't take him. I mean, you name me one play. Trey's played 3.5 games. Hasn't been enough. But just name me one play you've seen where you said, okay, now that's a first round pick. I've seen plenty of it with Justin in just a few games that he started. Trey is yet to impress me yet. He hasn't. And I mean, it's a small sample size. But Rombo, one play? You haven't shown us one play in 4 games? Not even one?
Well, there was a couple against the Texans I was impressed with. But, yeah.
No, that throw was schemed. I mean, I just haven't seen nothing that. I mean, Jimmy could have made that throw to Debo wide open like that. I mean,
that one downfield.
I ain't got it. Yeah. I mean,
the thing is with Jimmy can tear a team apart between the numbers. So that's what Trey has got to get to that position or point. You know, I think that's what Kyle wants to see, which is why my theory is the reason why he made Trey run the ball is because he didn't think Trey could play those routes yet. Jalen, one other thing real quick.
Why did he draft them?
I just want to know why they thought that year was going to be a throwaway year, and they were willing to accept whatever happened that year just to get Trey up to speed, to keep the money right, and keep Trey with that rookie contract, let Jimmy go off to get his money wherever he can get it, and then we keep a healthy roster around Trey. But the plan is kind of strange. It's not working like it was
It's
planned.
not, Ronbo. I mean, I hope he does good. But Ronbo, man, it's like Kyle's track record of first round picks. It ain't hot. You know what I mean? Like Javon, Chris Kosorik is his coach, Ronbo. If he can't get the best potential out of you, I don't know who can.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these first round picks, Solomon Thomas.
Jalen, his knee. His knee. I
knee. I mean, but he young though. But that's something you gotta watch out for, Ron.
And don't draft him in the first place.
Yep. Yeah, we should have known that coming out of college. That's why
I wanted Henry Ruggs. It ain't my fault. I said, man, get Henry Ruggs, please, Kyle. No, he got Javon.
We took him at what, 8? Was it 10? 8, 10? It was a pretty high pick, Ron.
I think we dropped down. You talking about Javon? Yeah, somewhere.
It was a top 10 pick, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were lucky to get blessed with what's his name, Purdy. The stars aligned and we were blessed with him. A 7th round pick that plays better than a lot of these quarterbacks now.
And first stringers too. Purdy is
a lot of first stringers. I mean, the stars aligned with us. That one for real. So I mean, Trey, Ronbo. I mean, he's basically a first round Malik Willis to me. He ain't that. I just haven't seen much. He just don't excite me. I just look at him. I'm like, Ronbo. Some guys are athletes at quarterback. Dak Prescott, you know what I'm saying? But it's some guys like Lamar and Tyler and Justin. They just got that God-given next year. Like, wow, how did he just do that? And I don't know why we passed on that. Why did we pass on it?
Because Kyle's arrogance. I can make it better. I can train him. I can make him bigger, faster, stronger. Kyle, this is not a television show. He's raw, and you're telling us he's raw, and you traded up 3 or 2 places to get him. You must know something we don't know.
And now y'all talking about Brock is going to be the coach, the starter until Trey proves he can stay healthy or otherwise. Brock's not losing that spot, Ronbo. He come back and he's staying healthy with that offensive line. If that offensive line come back and it's better, he's not losing that spot. I'm sorry, he's not.
No, it's not even that. It's can Trey get past Sam Darnold?
Okay, we need to stop the hype on Sam Darnold. That man is not good. We need to stop it. That's smoke and mirrors right there, y'all. Sam Darnold is not him. He's not good. He's been in the league for 5 years. He's not good.
Yeah, but
he's been seeing ghosts. He's been seeing ghosts.
Jalen, did you see him last year at the end of the year though?
He
looked like Shanahan.
Yeah,
he looked like Shanahan's kind of. Yeah. No, that wasn't
garbage.
Rumble, 4 games he won them.
Nobody's worried about
you know what? No, the point is though, Darnold's got a lot of experience on how to run an offense. Which is going to be a trouble.
But can he perform in big games? Is my thing.
Oh yeah, that's the question.
He hasn't been in any, so I don't know how he gonna. I mean, you saw him in them Patriots games on national TV. He didn't look good. But
I just don't know.
I think Brock is going to be the quarterback, Ronbo. I mean, Trey, it was an attempt. It was a.
Okay, so what do you do? Dalen, what are you going to do with Trey?
What? Oh man, I say package him up. Yeah, package him up. Probably arm steal, get maybe a 3rd and a 2nd or something. I don't know, but he ain't. I mean, unless Brock get hurt, Trey's not touching that field. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen because the players they love Brock now. I mean, they got him a nickname. Trey ain't got no nickname. We nicknamed Trey Area. The players didn't nickname him Trey Area. The players called Brock Big Cock Brock for a reason, Ron. I mean, so they clearly love him more than Trey. That's just me being real. So I mean,
no, I know. I've heard many of these names, and
yeah. So it's. I mean, Ronbo, unless Brock gets hurt, that's gonna be hard to take him off the field and put Trey out there, especially. Like Justin Fields should have been the quarterback.
But the thing is, and Shanahan does have a love affair going on with Sam Darnold. So he wanted him a couple of years ago. So I always think the deck is stacked against Trey as it is right now. That's what I'm saying.
Man, I hope he does good.
I do too.
I don't think his career is done. I think if he goes somewhere, he'll be fine. For sure.
The 49ers abused Trey Lance. I really. You guys, you brought him in. He could have went at another pick. He didn't have to go at number 3.
Yeah.
And you brought him in.
Should have been to a rebuilding team. Not a team ready to win now. Like Justin Fields, he ready to win now. Like you can tell, like big games. He can. I mean, Ron, you saw that play he had against us on 12 down, where he broke that tackle and outright. I mean, Ron, that was.
Exactly, and you're right.
He looked good. I sound like a real fanboy before that.
He looks faster than Lamar Jackson running away from defenses. You know what? And actually, that team is growing up with him. That's the kind of situation you want to put Trey in because now the pressure's overwhelming. You got a Super Bowl team, and you're gonna ask Trey to come in there and run it. Well, now can he do it? Is that fair to the rest of the guys on the team that already got 3 or 4 years in this position? You got to.
It's not.
Yeah. So the pressure's on.
I mean, Brock arm can always get stronger, Ronbo. You know how guys lift in the NFL. I mean, you saw Lamar arm get stronger, so I'm not worried about his arm strength. Arm strength is something you can definitely work on to get better. So I think Brock is gonna be fine. I think he's gonna be a legit starter for us in the next few years. That's what I want. Personally, that's what I want.
Yeah, they can keep him
I
up.
mean, he came in through adversity, Ronbo. I mean, we on our third string quarterback. I mean, came in. It's like we didn't skip a beat.
And I know that was amazing, wasn't it? Anyway, Jay, we got to roll, and always waiting for you.
Kyler need. Ronbo, we still the kings of the West. Kyler need a 2-year rest, and Gene D and Rudy, both of them teams, can keep on sucking on that donkey fest. We still gonna be the best. Ronbo, let me get a Niner shout out. Don't forget, y'all, Nick Mullins beat the Raiders on national TV. That was the first game of his career.
Let me take shots at the Raiders. That's my fave. Jalen, I see you Friday, fam. Yo, Tony.
Ronbo, let me just close these windows, brother. Did you see the Javon Kinlaw's clips?
I got back to you on that on Twitter. Yeah, he's out there throwing curves and change ups. Javon, how about a little football? That is so funny. He looks relaxed, doesn't he? He looks like, I got this.
Yeah.
All right, good.
But did you type in Javon Kinlaw training pass rush?
Yeah. They didn't give any. Did you get any details on that? I know that's what he's doing. But
yeah, well, that's what you need to type in on YouTube. Javon Kinlaw training pass rush, and you see him running in and out of the. They've got poles erected upright, and he's running in and out of the poles practicing.
I didn't see that clip. I just saw him and the coach is working with him, and that was pretty much what I've seen.
If you type that in YouTube, Van Kinlaw training pass rush, it'll come up.
I guess I'm looking. I didn't know there's that many clips. I guess I got to go back and look at those, because if he can come through this year, Tony, like I told you on Twitter, man, there won't be a force on earth that can stop that defensive front. Now the depth is really just too much.
Yeah, I love the clip with him and Fred.
Doing Pilates. I know. Those are some big men, and they look like they were handling it pretty well, especially Fred. I said,
that little girl or lady that was teaching him looked like an ant compared to him.
Yeah, I know, right? She was hanging in there though, and lifting their big legs up in the air and doing this and that. You know, she's got to charge them extra. That's a lot of work.
But yeah, Ronbo, you know, it seems to me that when people like Papa Dragon and Big Show come onto the show and apply logic, because logic, you have to ask yourself, is this logical? And if it's not, well, then, you know, when they apply logic to any argument, people don't seem to like it. That's why there's only 1% of the world controls the rest of the world. Everybody else is in disbelief. But you want controversy and backlash for Kyle, it's yet to come, because the most anticipated thing in the 49er empire next season is going to be, if they trade Trey Lance, number one, all right, is he going to turn out to be a superstar? Number two, everybody is going to be watching Jimmy G secretly, and if he turns out with that shitty offense or defense or whatever the hell they've got over there,
they got terrible
get
defense.
them to the playoffs.
Raiders, yeah.
All right, the backlash is going to hit Kyle so hard after that. People are going to start realizing what not many people like you and I saw in 2017, and then he put the brakes on the kid. But, you know, each to their own, I suppose. But that's my take on that.
I fully agree. And now, if that does happen, you're right. The spotlight all of a sudden, hey, Kyle, why are the Raiders going to the playoffs? I told you you'd do well. He's over there with the coaches familiar with.
And
They've got a
let's
great.
see.
Cal will make it look good.
Let's see if the NFL's rigged, Ronbo. Where's the Super Bowl next season?
It's in Vegas.
And Jimmy G's in Vegas.
And they've been.
If Vegas gets into the Super Bowl next year, that's it. I give up.
They made some moves recently too.
Yeah.
What is going on? If they get a good defense, they got an offense. If they need a couple more guys to play corner in that thing, they could be competitive. We'll see. Jimmy, Jimmy, for as good as he can be, he's not going to stay healthy all season. Even I gave up on that. And you know how big a fan I am of Jimmy G. But Jimmy he's not going to make it 17 weeks of football. He just can't do it.
How do you know?
I said that every year. I said, Jimmy, if you ever stay on the field again like you did in 2019, you're going back to the Super Bowl, but you really can't get there, can you? Damn.
Okay, which quarterback at the 49ers has played a full season, right?
Well, then there's that. Actually, a lot of players. George Kittle, Mostert left.
No. Quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I just said, not one. We set a record last year. 4 guys.
Okay, so there you go. So is it the coach or is it the player? You got to ask. That's what I said. Apply logic to the argument, right? I'm not saying that directly to you.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
I always say to myself, is it the coach or is it the player? Because if Trey Lance and Jimmy G go to 2 different football teams and they both never get injured again, or they miss 1 or 2 games here or there, and it's just a minor little injury, like there was 20 quarterbacks injured last season. Right? So if they don't get injured, well, then you're not a stupid idiot. You know that it's the coach. Right? We know that Trey got injured because he ran him like a running back. If he had some sort of a plan, the plan should have included the safety of the number 1 player on the field, which is your quarterback, because we found out that in the playoffs, without a quarterback, you can't win no matter what you do. Even if Christian McCaffrey goes in for 2 TDs, you're playing against Patrick Mahomes. He's going to pick you apart.
Yep.
In the Super Bowl. And he won on one leg.
I still think he was faking it. That sprint down the field looked like a pretty healthy Patrick Mahomes to me. He was running. By God, he was jamming.
You know what, Ronbo? Adrenaline plays a big role in things like that. And you know yourself, you get injured, the next day is the worst day.
Is the pain.
You might not feel it on the field, but when your body cools down and you wake up the next morning, you go, where the hell did this come from?
Yep. You get out of bed and your leg stays in bed or whatever part's hurting, The pain can be unreal, especially ankles. It swells up bigger overnight. God, that's crazy. But yeah, so health is an issue.
I think our secondary is looking good, and you know what I'm like with the secondary. I just want short fields and turnovers. I think it's always a turning point in any game. So the rest is we've got my feeling is we just need we need some depth on the O-line, obviously, and the surprise is going to be to see how many of these 3rd-round picks these guys John Lynch and Kyle are going to package together to trade up to get somebody else and reduce the amount of picks they got.
True. Get
the best available player, whether it's a tight end or 2 tight ends or like every year the scouts know what's coming through and what's good to pick and what's not good to pick. One year it's defensive linemen, the next year it's receivers, the year after that it's quarterbacks and
the 49ers have done that, Tony. They've each and every year they've went after one particular unit. Last year was pretty much corners. the year before that, it's always defensive linemen usually, right? I mean, they went around. Now, offensively, they rarely go to the high round picks. This year, they got a third round pick. I don't know. They got 3 of them. If they don't trade them all up, get a tight end. You may as well.
And I think to myself, when I think about Kyle, I think if you knew that you were going to run this kid, and there was a slim chance that he was going to get injured by the way you were going to run him,
don't do
why
it.
didn't you keep your first round pick?
Oh.
And you could have gone for Anthony Richardson if you wanted a bloke like that that's made out of granite.
80-something? We got to go, Tony. He's going to be a project too, though. But anyway, Tony, good
He's going
stuff
to be a
as usual.
project, but
Yeah.
you know, you want a project? There's one made out of granite for you.
Yeah. He likes hurting people when he's running the ball.
Exactly.
Tony, I'll see you Friday. Good stuff.
All right, brother.
All right.
Shout out to Papa Dragon and Big Show and the rest of the Empire. See you in the next chapter.
Hey, cheers, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Tony. And Tony's a part of that. Bethel's got a big wave going on in this neighborhood. It blew the door back. Bethel!
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
That was hilarious. Bethel, man, the time has come. We got 3 weeks to talk about this, but Aaron Rodgers has been added to the list because Bethel, not having a quarterback with a name that stays in San Francisco, and Bethel, can you within 10 seconds for a round trip ticket to Paris, France, hotel accommodations included, name every quarterback the 49ers have had since Kyle Shanahan arrived within 15 seconds. Your time starts now. Tick tock, tick.
Ooh,
tock,
it's kind of hard to. We had a bunch of them.
We're not done. We're not done. Bethel, there'll be. I suspect within within the next 2 years, there will be 5 more quarterbacks that come through San Francisco.
Yeah, the big headlines always want to put us because that's where people make their money. They want to make the money out of the San Francisco name because if there's nothing to talk about, then they just talk about the Niners.
They should all pay the
like
49ers
big
extra money.
topic.
We always give them stuff to talk about. Aaron, Mike Florio, Mike Florio's a tool. This guy burns me. I look at him, I can't stand it. But anyway, he comes in and says, well, chat around the combine was that the 49ers could be considering going for Kirk Cousins. And I had to stop. Whoa, wait a minute. Kyle loves him some Kirk Cousins. But for the Vikings, they'd want to go cost efficiency, and they'd send Trey Lance back to Minnesota. And the 49ers would pay I think Cousins down to 38-point-something million cap hit. That's not manageable. So, I said,
No.
Okay,
and then plus,
Mike, stop, man.
If you remember the dead money that we're gonna have to pay Trey Lance, it's a lot of money. That's why I don't know why a lot of people are saying
Continue to trade and trade.
Oh, let's give a 5th round pick I'm all like, do people don't realize that 1st round picks are expensive?
Damn right.
That we gave up for
especially
this
quarterbacks.
Yeah, like I'm all like, why are you gonna give up a quarterback for peanuts? I'm all like, if you're gonna give up a quarterback, you better give us at least 2 first-round picks for this kid, because you're still getting a good deal. And if he ends up turning the team around and end up being a star, then you got yourself a great deal.
Yeah, if you can make a fool out of some GM around the league, yeah.
Yeah. So, it just that, you invested so much in him, give him a chance, because, the thing that I get pissed off is that I see a lot of people backing up certain quarterbacks, but a lot of people don't want to back up Trey. I'm all like, give him a chance. If you didn't want him, then you should not draft him in the first place. You should not give up all these draft picks for him. You should just either stay where you were, and if you can, go up with somebody else and, pick up a quarterback.
They always, they always think they're doing the right thing. That's, Bethel, we've all made those mistakes. You did something, and then a few minutes later, damn, I guess I didn't do that right. Okay, then you try to clean it up, right? That's what the 49ers are trying to do. This is why I'm convinced Sam Darnold's not there for decoration. He's not there for quarterback 3.
Yeah.
He's there to compete. I don't even know if Brock Purdy's safe. Well, he looked good last year, the last 4 games, actually.
One thing that Brock Purdy said, that he's not coming back until his arm is healthy, and if he's not good to play, he's not going to play. He already said it.
No, he's good. No point in embarrassing himself and holding the team back.
Yeah.
Don't hurt the team.
Yeah. That's the reason why, Donald is there. Just in case something happens with Trey Lance, then,
Bethel,
then
how much of a leash?
Step in.
Let's say that Trey does start. How much of a leash do you think Shanahan's going to get? How much leeway is he going to give him? How much time is he going to give him? Let's say we go in 2-1. Now, he'll stay on the field then for sure. But if we should go 0-2, now the head scratching starts. Now the fans are going to get restless. They're not going to wait, and especially if Trey loses in a fashion where it looks like he may have been able to do better. We would have won the game. How long do you think that's going to last before Darnold comes racing out on the field?
Then the only one you could blame is Kyle for poor coaching. Because you got to coach this kid because he has to basically show the people the reason why he drafted him in the 3rd round, why he got him, why he picked him.
You're right. Kyle's reputation is definitely on the line.
Yeah. Yeah, because, you don't want other, like sorry-ass Rams coach where he got a Super Bowl. You got to show him up, that you can do it with the rookie.
But he didn't. He got – well, he went to the Super Bowl with what's his name. But the thing is, last year was Stafford. Stafford's been playing for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So, that's enough experience for anybody to do better. And Stafford's not a bad quarterback. I joke about him. He's not bad. I just think some people overrate him, though.
Yeah, they do. Because you throw those long bombs and get
and everybody thinks you're
every
just
time unless you get lucky.
Yeah, everybody think, oh, look at him go deep. He's a great quarterback, y'all. Okay.
No, I'm on like that's Sam Darnold. Oh no, the Buffalo.
Josh Allen. Josh Allen could throw that ball out of the building. Deep.
And he'll get. I don't know how many times he got interception. He got a bunch of interceptions.
He doesn't care. He keeps doing it. And Stephon Diggs is a premier receiver. What we have to realize is we don't have a Stephon Diggs. We don't have a Devontae Adams. We don't have what Kyle got was what he wants for Yak Brothers. He wants guys who could bust butt after they get the catch. So you need to redraft guys like Dante Pettis if you're going to do that.
Yeah. No, and then plus Kirk Cousins, if I remember right, he had a badass right receiver. I remember
Jefferson?
when he threw yep.
Ooh,
I remember when he threw the ball to him with the one-hand catch, and he took the ball out of, I think it was 2 people.
Yeah,
that was
with 50-50 balls,
catch.
Justin is a monster.
Yep. And when the playoffs was on the line, he didn't want to throw it because he was covered. I'm all like, that's poor judgment if you did it against the Buffalo Bills and you can't do it with the Giants. You don't trust your player then? Like, that doesn't make sense.
He had Thielen, too.
That's
premier Pro Bowler.
Yep.
So I don't know. That's
and he had a badass running back, number 4.
Running best in the game. So yeah. So don't bring him here.
You know,
So that's what I'm saying. But Kyle likes him. You got to remember that. Kyle likes him. That's why I got scared when I saw it. I'm like, no, don't do that.
no, we're not gonna trade because we see. This is what I like about Nick Bosa, because Nick Bosa is not putting nothing out in the media. Nick Bosa is not saying that he wants some money. He wants this and that.
Now,
he's not demanding anything. He just wants the team to be better so we could go to the Super Bowl. He wants to make this team a lot better. That's the kind of players that I love. That's the kind of players I love to respect.
Exactly. How much money do you need to live a lavish life? You don't need Aaron Rodgers money. Yeah. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Come on. After you get past $25 million, what are you doing, Nick? Or anybody else that asks for more than that?
Yeah.
You're so far above the average Joe, you know?
Yeah. So, those are the kind of guys that, you love buying their jerseys because they're there to help out the team. They're there for the team. Even though we know he has an asshole of a manager that wants nothing but money.
Hey, but Nick must control him a little better than Joey, though.
Yeah.
He didn't make any he didn't make any noise. There was no problem with signing Joey in his rookie deal. I thought there would be. And I'm thinking Joey's already told his agent, too. Listen, you don't have to go in there asking for $80, $90 million, okay? Because I don't just please. Because Nick is that's the most down-to-earth dude I've ever seen in my life. He goes to bed at 8:30.
Yeah.
He gets up, he works out early in the morning every day. Nick's like not real.
Yeah, and if I remember right, I heard today that the Texans are not going to draft a quarterback in the second round pick. They're going to draft him in the 12th pick.
Oh.
So
they should use that pick to trade down then. All right. Is that the first round? They draft more than higher than number 12. Anyway, Bethel.
They have 2 draft picks.
Of course. They're the Texans. Bethel, the clock ran out on us. I didn't see that. Let's see you fighting.
When time flies when you're having fun.
I know that all the time. That was quick. You're always fun, Bethel.
All right, Ronbo. Like always, hit the like, even you haters, and let's go nice.
They're there for decoration. Have a great night, Bethel.
You too.
Yo, Ellis!
I hope you come back to me.
We can do that.
Across, or
we can do it, no problem. All right. And meanwhile, we quickly zoom from the West Coast to the Middle America and Tennessee, where the Dragon Clan is hanging out, and Papa's on the phone. Papa Dragon! PD! Pop.
Yep.
Oh,
I got
you.
Is. I got
Pop,
you.
Pop, you become a symbol of sorts. You have those brilliant takes, and like Tony says, it tends to rub some people the wrong way. You've probably seen in the chat, there's some people saying some things that aren't polite.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't want you to ever change. You're not that kind of a sensitive person anyway. I like when you pour it on.
Hey, only thing I can tell you guys, and again, is just opinions. And if, like I say, if you don't like them, that's up to you. Sometimes people say things I don't like, but I still will listen and be respectful, unless I'm being disrespected. So, ultimately, like I said, spent a lot of time around football, all the way from Pop Warner through college. Spent some time, like I say, in the pro industries as well. And I was behind the scenes or on the sidelines. And at the end of the day, the tape don't lie. It really don't. No matter what you say or how you feel about it, it don't lie. So, ultimately, we're going to have to come to a conclusion on QB. Now, the 49ers tried to squash it because what they don't want is what's happening right now. Whether they like it or not, Jimmy G sold a lot of seats. He won a lot of games. He looked good. His poster was all around Levi's. Now they don't got that. So they're going to try to recreate it and squash it. But you and I both know that you can't get better as a professional athlete rehabbing.
Ain't that the truth?
You don't. Yeah. Andrew Luck retired because he spent the last 3 seasons of his 3 off seasons rehabbing from injury. Yeah. Exactly. What you want is what's happening with Nick Bosa, where you actually working on your game every off season. Brandon Ayuk works on his game every off season.
Or CMC, the standard. My God, that dude is working so hard. Hey, yeah, Christian, the season's over, man. You can relax a little bit. No, not Christian. Not like the other guys you mentioned either. So, yeah.
Right, yeah. I just call, like I said, I remember I got a lot of criticism because I told everyone that it was a good trade for CMC. If you get the opportunity out of All-Pro, you go get it. And they did it.
I was delighted. I was shocked. Fred Warner was shocked, too. I couldn't stop laughing. Fred was getting a haircut when he told his barber, "You lying." Right. He went and checked it out. Damn! He went nuts. CMC's that's a generational player. He is amazing.
Right. So I think what you have to understand is I understand it more today than I did yesterday. I still don't approve of it. But the quarterback in the face of the 49ers, it's not Brock Purdy. It's not Trey Lance. It's not Sam Darnold. It's Kyle Shanahan. Because he believes he can stick that.
I didn't know where you were going with that. Now, why do you say that?
Well, the same draft that he skipped on Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, he told the world that he believes he drafted the best quarterback in Beathard. He said that. He's on film saying that.
Oh, my God.
We believe he got the best quarterback in the draft because he's got an old school mentality for how he looks at quarterbacks, which is drop back, deliver the ball, take the hit. He likes quarterbacks with. Yeah.
He was really impressed with Beathard's ability to take pain and not move or flinch.
So if you look at Kyle Shanahan's record or track record, I'll give you a prime example. I think over the first 16 games of a career, as far as the most productivity, passing yards, all that from a quarterback, in second place is Patrick Mahomes. You know who's number 1? Nick Mullins.
I remember that being something like that about Mullins.
Now, if you don't think that Kyle Shanahan sitting back with his little hat on, thinking how dope he is that he make Nick Mullins that's how he thinks. That's where that ego comes from. You see what I'm saying? You have to eventually get past your own ego to understand how to lead men. And it's not about you. It's really about the realities of what you need in a football team. Yes. And if the most important position touches the ball every play, and you don't sit there and get behind one particular person, then what are you doing?
Form the Cabo Club. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, that just is common sense that some of that stuff gets out, right? It's like the 49ers do this, unlike any team in the world, and that's because it's the most popular team in NFL, right? So it's like if you don't have porn star Jimmy, okay, then you have lap dance Lance, right? You see where I'm going with this? It's like all these storylines, their quarterbacks are putting up the wrong storylines. They really are. It's like you want your quarterbacks putting up the storyline that they're the man, they run the locker room, they have a seat at the table, that kind of a thing. They don't have that because it's all about Shanahan. Because you're in the Cabo clique, right? and you're chilling, okay, and you're down in Cabo with your $8 million fullback, and you don't have a quarterback there, and that's because they're little kids. They don't have seats at the table, right? They're small salary guys. They're young guys. They're guys that have to be made by Shanahan, and I think that is your big problem, because when you have a big talent like Trey Lance, you got to let him take his lumps. You know, Peyton Manning was a big talent, but he threw 28 interceptions his first year. Trey will never get that opportunity. And you'll never see that situation happen with Kyle Shanahan, because, again, his reputation is his system. But his system has flaws. And I said that in the NFC Championship game. His plan was flawed. When you get that many quarterbacks injured, your plan is flawed. You're stepping back with concepts, or you're using motion concepts trying to fool the defense, when all of a sudden the defense don't care if you motion or if you fake. They're coming at the quarterback. They don't care, because they know this. If they get to the quarterback and knock the quarterback out, they'll win the game.
Everything will be ruined. Exactly.
Exactly. So ultimately, moving forward, what the 49ers are going to have to do, and they're trying to do it. They're saying, oh, Brock Purdy is the man. He's a rookie. He had a fantastic run, but you don't anoint him. I was very impressed with his run. I was very impressed with the moxie he played. But a lot of the stuff he did it ad-libbing. He did it outside of the system. And he got away with it.
Amplify on that just a second, though, because here's the thing. As soon as Kyle Shanahan starts teaching him, this is when we need to be worried, because that's what happened to Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy came in and he looked like, he's just looking awesome, right? Next season, after he got through the Kyle Shanahan clinic of my offense, all of a sudden we're looking at another Jimmy. So
we already saw it, though. But we already saw it, because he was, 30 points, averaging 30 points a game in the regular season. All of a sudden he gets to the playoffs. Now he's averaging 19 points a game. That's not Super Bowl football.
No,
it just isn't. It sucks. It really does suck. But the only person that can fix this issue is Kyle Shanahan. He has to get better as a head coach, and part of him getting better is recognizing that he can be better, and that he has to develop a drop back passing game. Because if you have to drop back and throw the ball, if you have to drop back and throw the ball, that's the only way you're going to come back from a deficit. And he should know better than most, because both of his Super Bowl losses were with teams that had to come back from a deficit. They had to throw the ball, but they had more sophisticated passing games than he had.
That pattern is something Kyle should wake up screaming in the middle of the night, sweating.
If you don't have a
15-point lead, I don't know what happened. His wife said, "Oh dear, don't worry, it's not your fault. It is my fault." He should say.
He may say that, but when you are as bright and as intelligent he is, and understand this, I recognize his intelligence, I really do, but his intelligence is being impaired by his arrogance.
Bob. Again, I hate to stop you, but you go on with such good stuff. I'd like to hear more, but we're running out of time.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, a shout out to the Niner family, you, Ronbo production.
Thanks, man.
Big Show, Jalen, my man Tony, the other Tony, Jaylen. And mahalo to my man Tony, and aloha Tony. And also big shout out to Chill Pill Phil, because again, I disagree with him 100% of the time. But the worst thing I hate about him is when he call everybody idiots, because he's behaving like Kyle Shanahan. Like he knows everything. I don't know everything. I'm just calling it like I see it. Right? We'll figure out who the quarterback is, but I don't believe, and Vegas doesn't believe, that the quarterbacks in the room that they are right now will be starting for the 49ers in the fall. So keep your eyes peeled and keep them open, because this is not over yet.
Oh, anybody but Kirk Cousins. All right, Pop. Don't, if you know something, don't say anything about Kirk.
I don't know anything.
My day.
I'm just saying, Vegas right now has a blank name under quarterback for the 49ers. And so did the 49ers. So it's not over yet.
Yeah. Well, you knew it wouldn't be. The 49ers. The quarterback situation is never over.
Yeah, right, Pop. This won't be boring. All right.
See you Friday. Thanks,
yes,
Pop.
Sir.
All right. See how Pop conducts himself. Let us not get into a mudslinging contest, all right, guys, please. It's really, it's okay to address comments. Let's not get nasty, okay? This is Red Gold Radio. It was just famous for that. Let's not go back to that. Hey, Frank.
What's up, Ronbo?
Frank, man, we got your favorite guy coming in here, according to Mike Florio. Kirk Cousins. And then Pop just added to that fear by saying the starting quarterback in Vegas has not to be named. He's not in the room yet. hey, Frank, Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers, every year they attach every quarterback that's not doing nothing or ain't busy. He's coming to San Francisco. Why they do that, I don't know. I guess because we're the only spot open. But Frank, your feeling on Mike Florio's madness. And then Pops connects with that too, actually. With that, Vegas has no quarterback for us yet.
I don't know, Ronbo. It's like we at a soul circus or something, man. I don't know what's going on with that.
Circus is a good word.
It's sad. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. The biggest position we need to fill, and it's still not filled, is the quarterback. And we got to get this young man the opportunity and chance. Cal, the coach, y'all chose this young man. Y'all gave up a lot of draft capital for this young man. You got to coach him. The only way he's gonna learn to get better is by him playing. And it's sad and it's heartbroken too at the same time. He probably don't even want to be there. Be a 49 no more, Ronbo.
Ooh, you might be right about that.
You know what I'm saying? You never know that. You never know, Ronbo.
I know.
It's like
be him for a second, though, Frank. There's Brock Purdy. He's out there just showing out. Now what am I do? I'll beat him out this year. And then here they went and got Sam Darnold. Why'd they go get him? Okay, now.
Yeah, and
what's Trey thinking?
Is he, him and his family? They probably just looking like, Cal, you're not using him right. He got hurt by, keep running him like he a linebacker, like he a running back or something. Because you're trying to use him like he was in college, but it's the pros.
Yes.
Like he can show he got a big arm. You know what I'm saying? Let him throw the ball, Cal. You're not. You the coach. It's your job to coach him and teach him, and and let him go out there and try to execute. Yes, Brock Purdy, I agree with Pop. Shout out to Papa Dre. It's a Cinderella story and Big Show, but we don't really know. Next year gonna be totally different. Brock Purdy stars. You got full film on him. So you get what I'm saying? So you don't know how Purdy's gonna turn out to be. He's not gonna be the same Purdy how he was coming out balling. The last year. It's never like that. The defense, they smart. These coaches smart. They, they watch film. They go study. They learn your weaknesses. They got time to prepare for you, and it's a whole different ball game. And so it's just sad that, man, everything surrounding us is just like a circus. Now you got Kirk Cousins, name out there. That's Kyle love Kirk Cousins.
I know.
I'm just tired of Kyle.
That's why I stopped.
To be honest with you, man. I'm just tired of Kyle. So I don't have no more excuses for him. I ran out. If we don't win the Super Bowl this year, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? At this point, that's just how I feel about it. That's my opinion. That's how I feel. And I'm tired of just getting there, but he can't get us over the hump. So it's just it. So if he can't get it done, man, hope Jerry York, man, look, man, thank you for your service. We going elsewhere. So that's it, man. Because it's sad. Every time you read something about San Francisco, about our team, the quarterback, you got this quarterback linked to us. You got this quarterback linked to us. And you don't think Trey Lance reading all that and see all that?
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe not.
You know what I'm saying?
You
got to put your soul. Ronbo, come on, man.
I know.
Read that stuff.
You got to
Ronbo.
say that.
Come on, man. Everybody read that.
I know he's lying.
Everybody reading stuff.
Especially it involves him.
He's young.
Yeah, of course I'm reading that.
Yeah, he's young. You don't think he's not reading it. Somebody in his circle
or somebody's telling him. You know what they said about you? Well, he could have told his friends, man, don't come telling me about what you read about me today, okay? That's all I ask.
Yeah, but it's still that right there. I don't care how strong a man you are, Ronbo. it's still a get to you.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look at the organization like, man, y'all don't have no faith in me. Y'all don't believe in me no more.
Frank, I'd
You know
say
what I'm saying?
something.
Y'all
I
showing
really
it.
would.
You
If
know
I
what
was
I'm saying?
Trey, I said, well,
So,
they don't believe in me now, but they will. You know, just to let them know, I see y'all. You know, his parents brought him up to be a good kid. He ain't gonna say nothing, you know. But
yeah, so it's and then you gotta look at this, Ronbo. Mike Florio, you know, he coming out, but where did the conversation start?
so they say the NFL Combine.
But where he hearing this from? Did
See,
someone really came out and say that? Like, we don't know. You get
Frank,
what I'm saying?
that's right.
So
you know
he's
what?
not just coming out and just saying it.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
You
How
know
do you
what I'm
make
saying?
that stuff up? And Mike, you know, I thought it was all about Jimmy because the dude hates Jimmy with a vengeance, right? So I thought after Jimmy leaves, well, he'll probably mellow out with the 49ers. No, he amped it up a little bit. Yeah, they got Kirk Cousins coming over there because Mike likes the Vikings. I want him up out of here anyway.
It's coming from somewhere. I mean, we don't know. You know, stuff get leaked. People can say stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know what's going on. So, you know, it's just a whole like a circus, man. It's a circus, man. You know, so
well,
hey,
we're not going
we
anywhere
just
with
gotta
Kirk
wait
Cousins.
and see what we're gonna do.
Yeah. So.
Nah, I mean, I don't want Kirk, man. Like I say, you gotta make your bed and lay in it. You got Trey, you gotta deal with it, man. You know, I believe in him, man. He can do it, man. Y'all supposed to, Kyle and them supposed to have 100%. They supposed to have his back 100%. Build him an O-line. Get him some. You know, we got the weapons. Just build that O-line. Work with him. You know what I'm saying? And so he can come out here and he can be a technician, man, on that field, man. You know what I'm saying? You have. You know, there's a project right here for you, Kyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just did, you know, so come on, you just coached it just last year you just had the third string quarterback, you know, and that was your best coaching job you did, you know what I'm saying, a long time.
But you know what?
Won 12 games straight like that.
I don't think they had anything to do with Brock other than out there playing against the Packers team. See, Brock Purdy played all 4 years of college ball. That's the thing. Purdy was going to be fine anyway.
The experience.
So that's the thing with Trey. They got to teach him a lot in 4 months. They only got April, May, June. Yeah, they only got 4 months to get him up to speed.
But say if he was with Andy Reid, Ronbo, what do you think? How he'll be?
He'd have to spend a whole season,
man. I guarantee you he'll be right if Andy Reid had him.
Well, Mahomes was getting coached for a year.
Man.
Remember?
It's coaching. Yeah, but it's coaching. There's a lot of coaching.
See, but Frank, they haven't.
Kyle had to coach him, man.
Haven't had a chance. He's been out. And they didn't anticipate
Kyle had
that.
to work with him Kyle had to work with him but look at the plays Kyle was calling for him, though, Ron, how he was getting hurt. Like, Kyle, you can stop running him every play. Like, you ain't run Purdy. So why you running him? You get the same plays you ran with Purdy, you can run with Trey. Trey can throw the ball. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, they make stuff so hard.
Well,
when it's really, you know, it's easy. I mean, why you making it so hard, Rama? I mean, you know,
like you said, his strength was what you saw him do at Dakota, and that's what they were trying to do. I have a feeling Trey's not being able to hit them timing routes and crossing patterns like Kyle likes for you to do. You can't go deep on every pass. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but I got a feeling that's what it has more to do with. I don't think Kyle would intentionally try to hurt him.
You gotta practice for. That's what, you know. So it ain't really no excuses on Kyle's behalf. Y'all picked that young man. So now you have to work with him. You have to. All this come on, you bring in Sam. The whole Sam Darnold. The man got so many interceptions, Ron, but he been in the league for how long? And he got the same amount of interceptions Aaron Rodgers had.
In his lifetime.
Aaron Rodgers been in the league about 15, how long? 12, 13 years. Aaron Rodgers been in the league. 14, maybe 15. I don't know, but come on now, we got Sam Darnold.
Kyle never stopped. Kyle never stopped loving him. He's been loving Sam Darnold for about 2 or 3 years. So I don't know.
Look at the quarterbacks we picking, man. Like, come on, man. Like, Bob, come on, Sam Darnold. We really think Sam Darnold about to come in here and light stuff up, and he take us to the promised line.
All we can do is hope Trey can beat him out. Frank, we got to go there.
I think Trey can beat him out.
He'll get his shot. I hope so. Tell you what, Frank, let me see you on Friday. Good to hear from you again. All right.
Okay, yeah, you too, Ronbo, man. Have a blessing. I love you, man. Love you faithful, man. And shout out to everybody, the whole faithful, man. And just wait for the draft, y'all. That's all.
I know.
Man. Fish sandwich on the way, y'all. Fish sandwich on the way. Yeah, fish sandwich coming, y'all.
Extra sauce.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, Frank, say hi to Miles for me, too. All right. And, hey, Ellis. Does Jim Everett ever miss a show, fam? Jim Everett's in here and taking abuse every week.
Ron Bizzle.
Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
I hear you now. Ellis, you know what we're talking about here? We're talking about our annual issue as with our quarterback. And like I just said, Ellis, tell me if I'm wrong. I said, this is 2023 season, 24, 25, 26. In 2027, if Kyle and Shanahan, Lynch and Shanahan are still running things, we will be looking at our about 8th or 9th quarterback from this day forward. It's a mess, and they can't fix it because of the way they're trying to do things. They don't want to pay the quarterback any big money, no big money names. And the people they get, for some reason, can't stay healthy. It's a real serious thing, but yet still, we are still Super Bowl contenders. So Jed Dorkin sitting back there saying, I know, I don't know what to do with this. They remain competitive, but the quarterback's always getting killed. I'm not sure what to tell Kyle. So we spend more money for a quarterback? Ellis, Kirk Cousins is on his way, according to Mike Florio. Possibly. That was the conversation of the buzz during the combine. Has Mike Florio lost his mind completely, what little he had left? Or do you believe that rumor may have some legs?
Man, it better not have no damn legs.
Because Kirk don't have any.
I'm not down. I'm not down with the Kirk Cousins.
Nobody wants Kirk Cousins, except possibly Kyle, which is frightening.
I mean, he's like it's like a little kid that just can't accept no, you know what I mean, and can't find an alternative to whatever it is that they think that they desire, that they need so bad. It's very childlike in nature for Kyle to still, after all these damn years and all these damn quarterbacks that he passed up on, that he acquired and got rid of, and all this other shit. And he still is basically allowing that to be the problem, from what it seems or what it's sounded like. But clearly that's not the case. If he says, "Oh, I can make if he's saying he can make an offense click and do whatever and he can score points no matter who he's got, then then the quarterback shouldn't be the problem. He's had quality enough quarterbacks. Jimmy was not the worst quarterback that we've had since. He's definitely been the best quarterback that we've had as far as production and overall. The way the team has looked since he's been our coach. That's we should all agree to that. Regardless, and I always tell you, I wasn't always a Jimmy guy. I rooted for him when he played well. I threw my stones when he was pissing me off, but I'm not going to sit up here and make it seem like Brian Hoyer or C.J. Beathard or Nick Mullins or the other quarterbacks had
Josh Johnson
did a better job than Jimmy Garoppolo.
He's not historical.
We can't even include him in the conversation. That's just he can't. But yeah, anyway, so I'm good on the Kirk Cousins thing. Honestly, he wants way too much money all the time. He's been raped. He's been getting plentiful amount of money out of Minnesota with all of those consecutive and multiple
franchise tags
that he's been getting, and
big
so
bucks.
he's gotten his money in. So if we were going to get him and it's not for
for a reasonable, an extra reasonable cost. I don't see it being advantageous for us. And one thing I didn't like about Kirk Cousins is when he's under pressure. I mean, they had that game last year where they came back, they were losing by all those points, and they got it in. But he kind of scares me a little bit. He looks like he's not. He requires a lot. He couldn't carry the team, if he didn't have those players. If he didn't have all of the weapons that he had on Minnesota, what would he look like? You know what I mean? It's but I don't know. I've just never been a big Cousins fan. I haven't. And every time we play him, he always turns into the little version of Mario in the video game, when he doesn't have the mushroom. He always looks like he always turns into the
like a gorilla. Oh, how cute!
Like a
Get
toad.
ready to die.
He's more like a toadstool. For my Super Mario heads out there, y'all know. But he gets real small. He gets little. You know what I'm saying, when he plays against us. So I haven't really seen him show out or do anything impressive when it came to playing us. But he's had his ups with the Vikings. But I'm good on that.
Yeah.
If Kyle does that, he'll be the laughing stock. Especially if Kirk comes in and let's just say hypothetically, and I mean, come on, he's like, this is what you did, huh, Kyle? He will never live up to that if he goes to those lengths. And then you never even gave your, the third overall pick an opportunity to even play 8 games consecutively or anything like that. But you weed in and weed out. You got all these quarterbacks, you're switching and interchanging, but you pissed away 2 first-round draft picks and a third-round draft pick for a kid that you never even decided to use. That wouldn't make for a good, media shitstorm.
It doesn't look good on your resume at all. You know something else too.
No.
You just mentioned something that made me think about this for a second, because Kyle doesn't like. If he got Kirk Cousins, it would not be because he loves Kirk so much. I don't think so. Not at this point. He'd be stupid. The thing is, he doesn't have to train Kirk. This is what Kyle struggles with. He doesn't like training people. With Trey, he's got a long way to go to train him up to get to the level of this team around him, right? In order to orchestrate with that team, he's going to have to at least do as well as Brock Purdy did. So now, is Trey going to be there with no training in the last 2 years? And in his third year, he's going to have to come in and pick it up as quick as possible. Hopefully he's gained some knowledge of the offense and can move better and can think better and move quickly. But I'm certain that's why they went and got Sam Darnold. But we'll see.
Yeah. I don't think after getting Sam Darnold, having Brock, and still having Trey, that they're going to go and try to, to go for Kirk Cousins. Not this season, at least. I heard something about maybe next season or something like that once his contract is officially up, if I'm not mistaken.
I need $250 million, though. Y'all know this, right? Kirk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's out of the question. That's what I mean. That's the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. If it's not Tom Brady, I don't want to hear it, because Tom is the only one that'll come in and play for $15 million and not even, with and not blink an eye. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tom will come in right now. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. I know he's a triple OG.
He doesn't need
stuff like that, but I would take him over Kirk Cousins, honestly.
Honestly, I think nobody'd argue. Nobody.
Yeah, that's me. Everybody may not agree, but I take Tom over Kirk Cousins. Just the pedigree and just overall, just Tom Brady's. I trust him more than I would ever trust a Kirk Cousins. That's just what it is.
And that his son busted him as he's in there rapping to what's his name's track. I'll never get over that video. His son said, "What are you doing?" Nothing.
Not with all these big money contracts. That's not going to work. There's just too many things to factor in that would dismiss that for me. So I'm good.
Yeah. Because Lamar,
I'm all the way there.
I can't wait to see how that settles. But this is what the 49ers are trying to avoid, I think, to some degree. The off-season quarterback asking for the $100 million, $250 million guarantees. You know, it's and the league did this. They created this monster, so just pay these people and shut up. God.
Yeah, it's a shame. I hope Lamar is able to, get what he feels or what he would like to get, and he's a great quarterback. He really needs to stay healthy, and he's got to put his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean?
It's always about that.
I mean, all of the big plays and stuff that he does make is cool and stuff like that. But when it comes to the playoffs,
dude is scary.
During the season he is, for the most part. But when you get to that postseason, things start to look a little different. I don't want to say it was Greg Roman, but Greg Roman failed us too. You know what I mean? After a while, shit started looking real spicy for a while, and then it started to change after a while. People became, real familiarized with the Greg Roman offense. So
I know exactly how to treat it.
That kind of could have been
damn near killed. Well,
absolutely.
Alice, we're gonna go, and I'll be looking for you Friday. And shout out to that squad. Yeah, y'all do it. And see you Friday.
Hey, Ronbo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm listening.
I got the squad. They want to do something for you real quick.
All right.
Okay. Hello.
And Lord, I thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. Hey, 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 hey. It's a beautiful day. Hey.
I mean, that was done right too. I love it. Y'all need to record that.
We got it on live. So that's here. I got Joshy, Johnny, Amaya, and Zamaria. Y'all say bye to Ronbo.
Bye, Ronbo.
Bye.
It's Josh.
It's Josh. Hey, Josh.
Shout out to Niner Faithful. Bye, Ronbo. It's Johnny.
Hey,
Shout
Johnny.
out to my Niner Faithful.
I heard about your game yesterday.
Love. Peace and love.
Peace and love, Johnny. All right.
Hi, my name is Amari.
Hi, Amari.
And shout out for the Ronbo's Faithful.
All right.
Ronbo.
Love you, Amari.
Ronbo's Sport.
You got it right.
Bye, Ronbo. It's Amaya. Shout out to Niner Faithful. Peace and love.
All right. Good job, Amaya. All right.
All right, man. I'm going to let you go.
Ah, that's so cool. I see you Friday, Phil.
Thanks, man. Yes, sir.
Hey, Tony, get in here. Tony, Tony. Tony? Let's give Tony another minute. Oh, and we almost got him last week. Maybe we got him this time because it looks like from the state of Virginia, it's Trey from VA. Trey. We missed Trey last
In times like these, there's no need for entrance music. We just say, fine.
And he does mean.
And I do mean final.
Trey, so
Brother Ronbo,
again.
Brother Ronbo, it's so good to be back. Tonight is a serious matter, and so I wanted to get a little bit more serious. Your cousin.
Yes.
My cousin.
Wait, Trey, don't, before you go, give a little history on this.
What?
Because this is how
so there's
TNT
there's a lot of fans that don't know that, Kirk Cousins and shout out to TNT.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Big Show for holding down TNT. Yeah, no. Shout out to you, Trez. What's up, baby? J-Run, I see you, man. But look, let me tell you this, all right? Since 2014, we've been talking about this on the Ronbo program, okay? Yes. We've been pontificating. We've been wanting. This is before Kyle Shanahan was even our coach. And so what you guys have to understand is I will take, and I mean this, zero Kirk Cousins slander. Not for my family. Not for my cousin, your cousin, our cousin. Absolutely not. Let me ask you a question, Ronbo.
Yes.
Kurt had a pretty good year. As a matter of fact, he led the league. I think led the league in fourth quarter comebacks. But people are saying that he can't get it done. Do you know how garbage that Vikings offensive line is? Do they have a tight end? They had an aging receiver that they just got rid of. Ronbo, we got way more weapons. Now, let's stop the madness, okay? I want Trey Lance. I want Brock Purdy. I don't really want Kurt. I'm not going to lie. But I wouldn't be upset about it. You know why?
Why?
Ronbo, when's the last time Kirk Cousins missed a game? I'll wait.
Ooh.
I'll wait.
Trey throws a haymaker with that shot.
No,
Kirk
I'll
Cousins
wait.
never misses a game.
We're used to quarterbacks missing games.
Every week.
So you guys are telling me you don't want somebody that's going to start. What about 30 touchdowns? Kurt routinely throws for over 30. We never got 30 touchdowns out of that guy that is no longer here that shall not be named. Never got 30. 30. That's 2 a game. They got 17 games now. That's 34 touchdowns. Like, he could, anyways. So when we talk about prime time and when we talk about certain things, I get it, right? But if you put Kurt on a team like this that's stacked with wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, we've even got a wide receiver 3. We've got tight ends. We've got running backs. Offensive line is in work. But what I'm saying is that if you were to place him on this team, we wouldn't lose a beat. As a matter of fact, having a quarterback that could start 17 games for us would be a luxury because we haven't seen it.
Honestly.
So I won't have any Kirk Cousins slander.
I agree with that,
I'll be
though.
listening.
Yeah.
I'll be listening. Because one thing that we're not going to do is act like a serviceable quarterback is something that we don't need. Serviceable. Actually above average. Now, the salary, I will say this. Here's the beautiful thing about the salary. In March, guess what? Kirk Cousins' contract became fully guaranteed. So you know what that means? The Vikings trade him to us. Guess who's on the hook for the majority of his money? They are.
Oh, they are.
Not us.
They wait after the date is over. That's right. They still got to pay.
They are because the league year's already started. Now, that being said, we would have to play, I think, somewhere around $14 or $15 million, which is more than what we're paying now. But that's half of his salary.
Trey, can we
now
assume
next year he'll be a free agent?
Can we assume that Trez is not listening? Because he would have came in. Oh, he would have been in here.
You know what? Hold on, wait a minute. He would have came through. Now, he probably knocked out. I'll call him tomorrow. I'll tell him to watch the playback. I mean, but the point is, Ronbo, the point is that, and you knew what you were doing, all right? You knew exactly what you were doing when you did what you did.
Yes,
you pulled me out the weeds. The biggest thing that I will say, like I said, though, is that we have 2 young quarterbacks. I'm all for the young quarterbacks that don't cost a lot, that allow us to build the team around them. And that's the only thing that I would have a problem with, right? Is I don't want to allocate anymore. I'm cheap. I feel like we have started something new in the NFL, Ronbo. Everybody's looking for a Brock Purdy. Everybody want a quarterback on a rookie deal.
That's true.
This is what we talked about for years, Ronbo. People have talked about it. Why don't you just build the team around the quarterbacks and cycle a quarterback in every 3 or 4 years, right?
Well, Trey,
I'm not saying that's what we're doing.
Here's something people can't fathom. They can't. Kyle Shanahan can orchestrate an offense usually with at least an average skilled quarterback, right? So that's what they're. Yeah. Nobody wants to really believe that, So that's why you keep saying, "Oh man, spend some money and get a damn quarterback." That's why you keep that conversation. We're going to stop, Trey.
It costs a lot of money. We're not trying to do that. We want to keep Nick Bosa. We want to keep Trent Williams. We want to keep George Kittle and Fred Warner. And you know what I'm saying? We are paying some pretty pennies across the board. I think a lot of our guys are like tops at their positions. You see what I mean? And so
Nick
we
will be
definitely
soon.
have to be frugal, and we've done it a different way, Ronbo. I like the way that we're doing it. So do I want Kirk Cousins under the way that we're currently handling the salary cap? No. Do I think that they inquired because they didn't know what was going on with Brock? Yeah, of course. You got to make a phone call, right? Got to inquire. Got to ask. But I think that once we got Sam Darnold, that door was closed. We got what would you call him? Kirk Cousins light. He's real light. Good guy.
But unlike Kirk, Sam Darnold gets hurt kind of easily too.
Facts. But see, the thing that people don't talk about is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins got an arm. Kirk Cousins is gonna get that ball deep. So you ain't got to worry about. Brandon Ayuk is a 2,000-yard receiver with Kirk Cousins. I said it. You did it with Justin Jefferson. I said it.
Now,
maybe not in Kyle Shanahan.
Justin Jefferson?
Maybe not in Kyle Shanahan.
I want to see him get tested. That would be interesting.
I
mean, I'm talking about Ayuk.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But there's an interesting dichotomy because we're not that type of team anyway. Even if you get Kirk Cousins, we're not going to be airing the ball out
that's
like
what I'm
Minnesota
saying.
does.
Shannon is not interested in bombing. He likes to cut a
wouldn't say
team
that,
up,
though, Ronbo.
physically
Check out that
beat him up.
Redskin. Check out Kirk Cousins in 14, though. And with Kyle Shanahan in 12 and 13, they was letting it go. They was letting the guns go. They was throwing that ball deep.
He
they
had,
were
what's
all
his
over
name,
the yard
though?
with it.
What's that speedster's name?
Santana Moss? Yeah.
No, not
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
The other guy that just came back to the league last couple of years ago for a brief stint and then left again because he was with the Rams.
Oh, Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah, Deshaun. Yeah, Deshaun.
Yeah.
Deshaun, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah,
And,
so, I mean, getting the ball downfield is not an issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting here saying that he doesn't have his flaws and things, but what I want everybody to understand is that this is off-season fodder. It's just something fun to talk about. If it happens, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I can understand why Kyle wants it. You know what I'm saying? He wants something familiar. He wants that old thing back, man. Everybody can understand that. Fellas, you've been through it. You want that old thing. You know, these new ones ain't really too hot, you know? So I think that this team, hey, you got to understand it, all right? People don't understand it. They don't. Kirk Cousins is a top 12 to 14 quarterback. We don't really need that, though, because we've seen what we can do with a Brock Purdy. We just need a guy that can stay healthy for all the time. So hopefully Kyle doesn't have tight ends blocking the best pass rushers anymore. You know, hopefully Kyle has learned his lesson. Enough of the play action BS when we're trying to go deep. Who needs a play action 7-step drop? It's kind of redundant.
I mean, you know, and if he gets caught back there, you know. So that's why, Kyle, you know, sometimes you do things that, I don't want to question you because you are Kyle Shanahan, but I'm like, God, that was strange.
Yeah. Shout out to Show. Show just chimed in and said that Kirk Cousins had 8 consecutive seasons of 4,000 yards passing. We don't want any of that. We don't need any of that. You know, we want to play 3 yards in a cloud of dust
T is
for the rest of
tag
our life.
teaming.
Yo, look, man. We not. So look, I'm telling you now. Watch what you say about Show, because TNT is in the chat. And the next time I hear disrespect, the theme music is coming on in the middle of what you got to say. I'm listening. I'm listening hard. I'm listening strong. Yeah. I've always been listening. And we back. It's draft time, Ronbo. We back. We back, baby. I was ready to pull the trigger last night. I was like, man, Monday Night Raw, ready to go. But we had a lot going on. I appreciate you, Rombo. I really do, man. Thank you for everything that you do.
It's always great to hear from you. So, you know,
shout out
because we haven't heard from you in a long time.
You
missed half the season, over half the season, I think.
Hey, look, Rombo. I missed half the season because we went on that winning streak. I was like, I don't want to stop it. You know what I'm saying? But I do realize that the chat has gotten out of hand, all right? There's a lot of TNT hate in the chat, and I love it. I love it.
That is true, Trey.
I love it, all right? It's a lot, Rombo, but you know what? I know we got to go production. Shout out to you. TNT was the first one to recognize you guys. I just want to make that clear, you know what I'm saying? In the back, you know what I'm saying? Jess, we really appreciate you guys, okay? I'll talk to you later, Rombo. We up out of here. But like I said, don't let your emotions get in front of the facts. The facts are this man has 8 straight seasons of 4,000 yards. He throws over 30 touchdowns routinely. As a matter of fact, Rombo, didn't he have a receiver break the rookie record? I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
Trey came in and got his digs in. And Trey, I know you feel better. Well, I can't wait. Trez did not come in. Hold up. Wait a minute. Ain't bringing no Kirk Cousins in here. This is how TNT got started, by the way.
When he
Trez
and this,
Trey.
I'm telling you. On the next
they
show,
had a problem.
And look, I'm willing to debate my partner about it. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I'm calling him out. So I hope when he hear the playback, he hear this. I'm going to call him in the morning. Next show, Rombo, it's going to be a good old-fashioned one-on-one steel cage match, Trey versus Trez TNT. Yes. We're going to get to the end of this. We'll get to the bottom of it.
That'd be so much fun. I've not done that in such a long time.
Hey. Shout out to you,
Trey.
Rombo. I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Thanks, fam.
We're going to holler at you. I'm going to still be listening, and if I got to come back, don't make me come back. Please don't.
Night, Trey.
All right, man. Night, man.
That used to make me laugh so hard. Trez and Trey. And I remember that time, I'll admit it, I was a Cousins fan too. You know, we just read that. That was Trey was just talking about. Tell my family, Trey, from VA, cousin Kirk has had 8 consecutive seasons of 4,000 passing yards plus. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo.
Tony, there you are. Tony, I feel, you feel that sting, that sudden. See, because back in that day when Trey was all over the Kirk Cousins wagon, I was right with him. It was Trey, me, and maybe one or two other people versus Trez and an army. People that did not want anything to do with Kirk Cousins. And now, years later, they've been keeping stats. There's something about Kirk that he's made a lot of money since we started liking him way back when. So, you don't want to get Kirk involved. Not now. I don't know.
Where did this rumor started at it? And are you guys trading Trey Lance for Kirk Cousins? Is that what's going on?
No, Mike Florio started that. Mike Florio says there's some buzz going around the combine that the 49ers should be ripe for a trade with the Vikings to pick up Kirk Cousins. And I read that. Wait a minute. Whoa. I know for a fact, everybody knows that Kyle Shanahan loves him some Kirk Cousins.
We all know that.
Yeah, and then the next thing it says, and the Vikings would look back for a cost-efficient quarterback. They'd pick up Trey Lance to give him a nice, fresh start in Minnesota. So what? Wow, this actually sounds feasible. Let me talk to the...
In Minnesota, North Dakota State, where he played college ball.
And then they said that.
Right over the state. Mm-hmm.
I said, let me bring this up tonight with the fam, see what they say about this. That's interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But I will tell you this. This is on Twitter tonight. Earlier tonight, Bill Belichick is shopping Mac Jones.
Wait, Tony, say it again. I want to make sure everybody heard that. Because I laughed. What did I laugh at? Did you just say what I thought you said?
Bill Belichick is shopping Mac Jones because Mac Jones, he did something behind Belichick's back. You know how they didn't win this year, so he went for some help outside of the Patriot organization.
Ooh.
And Belichick is pissed off about it.
Ooh. And you know how he is.
He's trying to shop him.
Belichick's a grumpy individual. He'll shop him. Belichick doesn't care who you are. That's why him and Brady got into it, because he wouldn't respect Brady. Yeah. None of those guys. Belichick never walked by and gave him any love. That's a Belichick rap. Just do your job. And that's Belichick. He got a lot of respect. Yeah. But at the same time, that most players did not. His players didn't like him.
And then a couple of NFL players, you know how they do the tweets, with tweeting Lamar Jackson. Bro, you don't want to play there. No, because you like to be free. You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
They said Lamar Jackson was thinking about, nope, you don't want to go there, trying to head him off at the pass before he even thinks about it.
Lamar should know better than to play for Belichick. That's
exactly.
Because he's just the opposite of Harbaugh. I'm sure Harbaugh's laying praises on Lamar all the time. Lamar and Harbaugh don't have any problems. It's the owner or manager, whoever's signing paychecks.
Yeah. That's the only story I heard today about the Belichick thing. There's a lot of rumors. I keep hearing about Tennessee trading from 11 to 3 with Arizona, and then I heard from Florio trading from 11 to 4 with Indianapolis. I'm like, that can't be right because Indianapolis is desperate. They want a quarterback.
Yeah. Who would Tennessee? Tennessee, how far did they fall off where they rank? Where are they on the totem pole of the draft?
11th. They're 11th.
They finally did that bad. I didn't know. Yeah. Who got hurt? Oh, the big man got hurt.
Tannehill, and they re-signed him. I said, well, what would Tennessee trade up? And they're talking about taking Richardson. I'm like, there's that name again. I said, so let me get this right. Tennessee would trade up to take Richardson. So now you got Richardson, Malik Willis, who the Falcons wanted us to get him, the guy that threw the interceptions against Army, both Michael Vick type quarterbacks, and you got Tannehill. What are you going to do? Cut Tannehill and have them two? Vrabel will lose his job.
Didn't you have to let Tannehill go by now? Or else you got to pick up his.
I thought they re-signed him.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they know the same thing you know about Malik, that he needs more time. See, that's why, man, having a rookie quarterback is ideally what you want to do. That way you can keep some blue chip players around him. without him gutting the roster and taking all the cap. So this is going to become the model in the years to come. These quarterbacks coming in there getting these, because the quarterback, Tony, the salaries for renewal now for a starting quarterback have gone off the chart. It's out of control.
Skyrocketed, yeah. But
So,
Ronbo, this tells me there's going to be I think there's going to be 2 big trades on draft night. I just don't know who.
which ones, Tony?
I really don't know who.
Lamar Jackson.
Hello?
How about I'm gonna make it. Lamar Jackson does get picked up on draft night.
I think Washington's the perfect fit for Lamar Jackson, and they got the cap space and the capital to do it, but they have to give up a couple draft picks, and they got the players to do it.
But it's going to have to be a team like that, though. It's going to have to be a team that's in flux, trying to segue into the big time.
Not many.
You know, yeah, right? There's not many.
Not many at all.
Indy can't afford that either, I don't think.
No. I'm hearing about the Raiders trying to trade up, too. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, the Raiders definitely going to get a quarterback. I read that, too. But
they're 7th. They picked 4 out.
Yeah.
They're 7th. Well, I don't know. You know who the tradable team is?
Who?
Arizona, because Arizona ain't looking for a quarterback at 3. So I'm sure Arizona's taking a lot of calls these last few weeks.
I mean, honestly, Tony, if you had a chance, and let's face it, I don't want to call Kyler Murray a complete mistake, but he is a mistake. Kyler Murray.
I'll call him a complete. He's a mama's boy.
His mentality is what screws him up. I don't believe they were lying about him not studying the playbook. I mean, before the game. You know, you can't make that stuff up. Nobody's ever been accused of that in the NFL that I know of.
Ronbo, that 2021 wild card playoff game showed me all I need to know. 157 yards, passing, missing receivers, overthrowing them, not reading. No, I knew right. I said, this dude can't play quarterback.
And disrespecting your quarterback as you come back to the sidelines in a camera. I mean, that kind of disrespect means that he's not listening, even during the workouts. He is like what's that ball player that's now playing with the Texans? He's like the Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
Kyler just thinks he could just come in and do like he wants to do. That push for a bigger salary in his rookie contract? What? Nah,
I'm trying to think where Lamar Jackson will end up, because if he's not going back to Baltimore, Ronbo, there's not many options.
No, not for the money he wants. No.
No. Chicago got a quarterback. Green Bay's going with Love. Minnesota is a possible option if you guys don't get Cousins and make that trade. Detroit's not an option. The Falcons aren't an option. The Aints aren't an option. Carolina either. They got the first pick in the draft. There's not many options, Ronbo. I don't know.
What do you do with your Lamar Jackson? Now you push this agenda, and now how embarrassing is it that the Baltimore Ravens played you and they said they're going to give you this. This is going to be the deal. We're going to give you right now. Now you go ahead, look around. They knew damn well he wasn't going to find a spot. Now you'll be back soon, they're thinking, and here he comes back.
Yep.
I understand the Ravens are looking at OBJ now, and hopefully that'll entice Lamar to think about coming back, maybe without kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I heard that too. Because the Ravens got some nice tight ends. They drafted a couple, and they got Mark Andrews, who made the Pro Bowl in 2021. So, and I heard about the OBJ thing too. OBJ, go to Baltimore, good. Get away from the NFC. Over there.
He ain't gonna last long. OBJ, he's just him and Jimmy. When they're out there, they can play some ball. But as soon as you get rolling, win a few games, oh, there he goes. And OBJ, same thing. So.
Now, do you think the Houston Texans will do something foolish? No, I shouldn't say foolish. Do you think the Houston Texans will do something that'll blow everybody's mind and not take a quarterback?
And not take a quarterback. D'Amico might be of the same mind as Kyle Shanahan. You build an arsenal around that quarterback, and you get an offensive coordinator in there who knows how to get the most out of a quarterback, and develop a scheme that's effective, not necessarily reliant completely upon the quarterback's skills, which is Kyle's MO. That's what he wants to do, and that's not a bad plan if it'll only work.
Yeah, because Houston has the capital. That's what Houston and Washington are the only two teams I can think of, Ronbo.
Yeah.
But Carolina's not going to do it. One, they're not doing it.
Nah. You can't saddle your team with a $200 million guarantee. Lamar's asking for too much at this point, and everybody knows the Deshaun Watson deal was a mistake. That's not going to happen again.
He's being so stubborn. About it.
I know.
And then he won't get an agent. That Ronbo, you and I both said this. That was the worst mistake Lamar Jackson did, not getting an agent.
It's been said by a lot of people.
His mom is getting personal, and this is business. We say it every week. This is business. It's not personal, and she's making it personal.
Well, Tony, we're going to have to stop. I'm going to tell you what, I'll see you Friday, and let's see what develops. Pretty soon, they're going to lead the 49ers alone just working on Lamar, because Lamar's situation is just really messy. All right, Tony, always a pleasure.
Very well is. And it's always a pleasure, Ronbo. And I want to apologize to you. I'll clean it up in the chat. But Rudy just got my goat tonight. I won't do that again. I got really...
No, wait. Tony, don't make no mistake. Whatever shots you take at Rudy, they're okay. Long as you don't get racist or anything. You know the policies.
Right.
But if you just trash talking to death, that's beautiful.
So, Ronbo, the next time I talk to Rudy or any of them, ask Rudy, Chrissy, Jim, Kim Everett, and Gene. Say, I heard that all three of you guys went on a dark cave shrimp retreat carrying grease and canola oil. You do the math. You do the math.
I'm only going to laugh. I'm not going to get any further involved. Tony, have a great night. I'll see you Friday.
Good night, sir. I'll see you Friday. Good night.
Looking forward to it. And you got Trey in there. He'll tag team with you. Anyway, hey, Bill.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of stuff from Grant, a lot of stuff from the back end. Don't know how true it is. Don't know how much of a factor it is. We're waiting. It was supposed to be official, but it turned out to not be official. They're waiting on the New York Jets to make a move. If they don't make the move, what do you think about Rodgers being on the 49ers?
You know what? I really have no real comment. I'm so tired. Bill, I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers and his show at the end of every season. I can't. I don't like him.
He didn't want to be in Green Bay. He felt like he was being held hostage. But, you say you're a diehard Niner fan. Let's see how much of a diehard Niner fan you are.
$50 million and he's unhappy? So, I don't know.
He wants a Super Bowl win.
Then
you can't get that with Green Bay.
He should win it then because he's had too many opportunities. It's just like
win it.
I know, but
We've
the thing,
been beating
Bill, I'm just saying, he's had opportunities. You know how everybody blames Jimmy for every time we failed? How about Aaron? Why does he get a green light? I mean, a pass, and that's okay, Aaron. It's not your fault. How come it ain't?
The Packers fans blame him a lot. They want him out.
Oh, they do. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. The Packers fans.
The media never says anything.
They don't want him in Green Bay. They dislike him. As much as people dogged on Jimmy, they dogged on Aaron. Aaron was no exception.
It's justified. You know what? Jimmy gets flack for every time we lose a big game. Oh, look at Aaron. He's not winning any big games. So
that wasn't Aaron's fault that happened. But I mean, that's
see,
too good for him. Just imagine him on our team. I mean, come on now, let's get realistic. Jimmy did make a lot of mistakes, but if we had Aaron on our team, look out, bro.
We'd be flawless. I know. You know, Aaron had some before Jimmy even came into the league. Aaron was screwing up. Okay, that game I've seen so many times, and when he wouldn't beat the Hawks, I used to get so mad. I said, Aaron, oh, you let the Hawks off the damn hook again. Gotcha! I go nuts. You know, because I got so sick of the Hawks.
That's the thing I have, him not able to get over the hump with the Hawks. You might be a point on that one. But I don't think he's going to end up in the 49ers. It's wishful thinking. I think they might pull their guns out on draft day or a day before and get him. They're waiting for the last minute to hold out and try to get as cheap as they can.
The 49ers? Getting Aaron Rodgers on draft night?
Jets.
What?
Jets.
Oh, Jets. Oh, yeah. No, the Jets have invested too much. Rodgers has to come.
Of them pulling their guns on Lamar. So he could end up in New York. I mean, we'll see what the Jets do. If the Jets don't take Aaron Rodgers, that's when we all need to look at what the Niners do with Rodgers.
Are you still there? I'm listening. I'm wondering, you're going to finish that. You're saying you think the 49ers are going to continue to contemplate Aaron Rodgers even beyond the draft?
No. If he ain't picked up on draft day, and the big play goes to New York, Jets. No. I mean, we got to watch to see what the Jets do,
Bill,
because what the Jets do is going to make a lot of difference in everything.
No, Bill. It's the Green Bay is clowning. They don't want to. They're not signing anything until the last minute. It's going to go past draft night. Rodgers is going to get signed 15 minutes before the season starts by the Jets. They're doing Rodgers because Rodgers has pissed them off to a level that goes beyond measure. You know? That's why they're just playing games with him now. They could have signed him off by now. They didn't have to wait this long. So that means they're going to wait even longer.
Yeah, that's bad for the Packers organization, bro.
They don't
care. They're going to do that.
They got Jordan Love.
We need to be celebrating because they will no longer be able to pick up a Hall of Fame quarterback again. We'll have like an Eli Manning situation where they be able to pick a good quarterback up. Oh, no, I don't want to Green Bay. I don't want to go to Green Bay. I want to go to this other team. I don't want to go to Green Bay. I want to go to this other team. This is what they're writing. This is the chapter the Packers are writing for themselves. And they're going to be stuck with Aaron Love. And if Aaron Love becomes a bust or turns out to be a bust, it is going to be nothing but Green Bay's fault because they're not going to be able to get anybody. And they're going to set themselves up as being a Hall of Fame quarterback's worst nightmare. That's what they're setting themselves up. So, and they got to keep in mind that one of the Manning family members is going into the draft in about 2 or 3 years, and they could possibly be number one in the draft to pick him up. And he'll turn around and say, I don't want to be a Packer. Please trade me.
Nobody does that anymore, though. But nobody's going to turn the Packers down. That's the legendary land of Lombardi. Anybody. If the Packers draft, you're coming.
Legendary land of Lombardi. That's like how many years ago? They're going to talk about our trophies. How many years ago was that,
the thing is the tradition, the ambiance, the definition of the NFL is almost, and it's not Dallas, as much as the Cowboys like to claim they're America's team. If I had to pick another team besides the 49ers, and which I wouldn't, but if I had to, it'd be Green Bay, Wisconsin.
But again, Ronbo, they won the dog and clown on us. How old is that? Like, is that from the 1960s? 1920s?
The thing is, I think the relevance.
Our trophies. I don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah, boy.
How good Green Bay is. You know? I want to get straight to the point.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't mean to clown on the Packers, but the Packers are setting themselves up for major failure, and I'm laughing about that. You know, it's comical.
I know. I agree.
We should be celebrating that we own the Packers with Rodgers. We should be celebrating we're going to be owning them without Rodgers. We can have Bucky Larson as quarterback and still beat the Green Bay Packers. We could have Steve Urkel as quarterback and still beat the Green Bay Packers.
I heard
That's
Urkel
the
could play some
future
ball.
of the Green Bay Packers. Give me a Niner shout out and celebrate.
All right.
Celebrate. And I want to hear no more about Kirk Cousins.
Big Bill, bringing that heat. It's been a great night tonight.
And one more thing, Ronbo. Scotty done rang up Kirk. Done beamed up Kirk Cousins to another team. He ain't coming to the Niners. Get that out of your mind.
I forgot to ask you about
Niners
that.
all day. Later.
Bill, always too much fun. I'll be back Friday.
All right. See you then.
Good night, fam. Okay, you know what? Rudy, seriously, man. You're really bitter, aren't you? It's not our fault that your team is in ashes, waiting for that phoenix to rise up out of it. You know, you guys had a year, but taking shots at an organization that works on sustainability, that continues to be in the mix, while you guys just sit around trying to figure out whether you want to continue to root for the Los Angeles Rams, the Inglewood Rams Club or not. You know we're not amused. Well, actually, we are amused that you guys continue to come in here and play the part of them two dudes in the Muppets sitting up in that balcony. I'm telling you right now, Rudy, next year, you know how much fun you're setting us up for? When the 49ers run you completely out of the county, I'm talking past SoFi, I'm talking on into, Mexico. You guys are I'm telling you right now, we ain't going to forget about this offseason. Like I told you the year before last, when you said we're coming back in to repeat, and we've got this, we got that, and we just signed Bobby Wagner. And you know how you went on and on? So I'm telling you right now, go ahead, keep talking, and your little army of comedians. Just go ahead, keep it up. We can't. I love it. Anyway, fam, I'm going to see you Friday, and let's see what else develops in the land of plenty in Northern California, where the sun always shines, no matter what. Thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. Always appreciated. Please subscribe. We have this kind of fun all the time. If you didn't know, and please hit the like before you leave. I'll see you Friday.